Hey yo, who you got in this new potential versus? T.I. or 50 Cent?
Might have to take 50. Oh man, you know what the issue there is, man? I'm gonna have to take T.I.
I think I'm leaning towards T.I. too.
Well,
it's very close.
Shit. See, this gets hard. You pitted like legitimately one of my favorite rappers of all time against like one of the most influential rappers. So I'm just like,
Wait, which one is which?
Yeah,
T.I. T.I. is like one of my favorites.
Okay.
That nigga is nice. 50, I really enjoy Get Rich or Die Trying. After that, each one I enjoy a little bit less, but they're all still decent up until you get to the one where there was that music video where he was a clown with a shotgun.
Oh, that was
amazing.
For self-destruct.
That song was good, but the whole like album wasn't that good.
Before that was Curtis.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. That was before self-destruct.
Curtis, he started slipping on Curtis too, but I just didn't notice at the time.
You know what would be a better idea if we had them two and we just did Battle of the Sexists, and it's like, yo, you got to play your greatest sexist hits, and it's just 50 talking about black and exotic women, and then T.I. just talking about hymens.
Wow.
and then everyone just has to figure out who they hate more, because it's just like,
wow, they're definitely always gonna hate T.I.
One of them got shot 9 times. One of them is very easy to hate. It has been made very clear he's good at getting people to hate him. That's his career.
He was just in Jersey throwing chairs, so.
Yo, facts.
Why?
Because he's 50.
Somebody disrespected him.
Yeah. They probably didn't. They probably just said hello incorrectly according to the laws of 50.
Nah.
That's
the thing.
There was the way the dude was pulling up his pants trying to fight, like he definitely did it.
That's the thing. Like,
you're getting a table thrown at you, you're gonna pull up your pants.
I don't think 50 Cent is an irrational person. I just think that if you hit certain fuses the wrong way, he's gonna react however he feels.
What fuse?
I agree.
Breathing?
I agree, Chris.
No,
I agree.
It's
probably
just like you have
fuse too, I guess.
Like no, as far as physical altercations go.
Okay.
I'm not talking about just like Instagram or things that don't matter. I'm talking about as far as anytime he's gotten physical, it's just like, all right, you push me a little bit and I throw you off a bridge. It's like,
yeah.
If you didn't want me, if you didn't want to go off the side of the throg's neck, you shouldn't have shoved me or whatever. I don't know.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Chris. I'm with you.
Ferrari,
yeah.
G-Unit.
It's the same thing for me. Just don't. I mean, not to that degree. I'm not going to get that belligerent and that ignorant, but it's like you mush me, I break 3 of your ribs. Makes sense. It's an even trade. That's an equal trade to me.
Does 50 get to play G-Unit shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can play whatever you want. He owns everything.
Yeah, I guess.
Everything.
I think 50 would probably win.
Yeah.
Based on like how broad his catalog is, because they also have like, you got mixtape 50. You start playing mixtape 50, you got fucking Many Men as an instant loss in that round. You got
wait. No, he wins.
50 will win that. Yeah, 50 will win that round.
Oh, I mean, it's a loss.
I know. Marcell.
Okay. He wins.
Okay.
You got I can't remember the name of the shit, but it's the one where he robs everybody.
How
to rob. There we go. Yo, it's always the easiest shit that I can't remember, son.
That's not an automatic win.
Nah, it kind of is.
It is.
I mean, it ruffled a lot of feathers when he first came in. So,
but
the thing about
and T.I. doesn't have one of those.
Yeah, no, you know what it is?
Top back. That's beating How to Rob.
Nah,
that's the other thing. T.I. doesn't have.
Top back's not beating How to Rob? You crazy.
I don't know if it's beating How to Rob.
You want to know why?
That's a round where you just like, you throw something out because you know this is guaranteed against whatever.
Versus isn't, as much as it's about nostalgia and all that stuff, and everybody's saying, all right, 50 Cent and T.I. are 2 of the most pettiest showmans and all that stuff. It's whose song is more disrespectful within its context.
Great.
So if we're talking about emasculating your opponent and all that stuff, 50 got You So Tough, which is his verse is directly towards T.I. You got How to Rob. You're just reminding people how vicious and how raw and disrespectful hip hop was. That's all 50 Cent. That's all 50. Just you going down those comments, playing those 20 is just going to raise the crime rate.
T.I. has I'm talking to you. Well, he shit on Ludacris and was just like, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, he
shit on 50 in that?
Ludacris on the same song Ludacris is on.
Yeah.
They was both over there dissing each other.
T.I. is a wild boy.
Yeah, that I play Wankster.
Which is like, I wouldn't want the two of them in the same room for that. Because I do feel like one of them is going to say something a little out of line, and whoever the other person like on the receiving end of that is.
That's 50's gonna say something that's disrespectful, and then T.I.'s gonna be like, "Hey, listen here, partner."
Yeah,
T.I. might say something that's disrespectful.
We're making it to like 6.
Like, I don't know, man.
And it has to be on like mutual ground. It can't be in Atlanta. It can't be York. It got to be in like
L.A.,
Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas.
Like,
what about Lake Minnetonka? Lake Minnetonka might work.
Waxahachie, Texas, which is a terrible place. Don't go there.
What's it called?
We won't.
It got Hatchet in the name. I'm not going.
I'm good.
No
KKK
thanks.
City.
What else?
I guess we should
I'm
hit
just
the
trying
intro.
to figure out. Oh, cool.
Yes.
Talk about
That was a-
things that
That was a
like.
good sip right there.
I got the cup. I got the bone.
Make that
Hey.
Oh,
But
okay.
the bottle's room temperature. The bottle was in between my ball piece.
Oh.
So
What?
So it's like hot.
That's where. So you keep
So
the
I don't
Pinot
have-
Grigio.
You trying to keep it warm, or you trying to keep your nuts cold?
Never drinking wine at Chris's house.
Drink nothing at Chris's house.
just don't grab the bottle. Don't touch my bottle.
You guys want some Pinot Noir? No, Chris.
Some Pinot Beige.
You would make a wine called Pinot
Pinot at
Beige.
anyone's house.
Can that be the intro instead? That's funny.
Don't nobody offer me Pinot at their house.
That is gross.
He was like, "Would you care for some Pinot?" And just like, "Yeah." And you just play with like old Sarah J clips, and it's like, "Wait, what?"
That's what happens
Yo.
anytime you walk into a player on the back shots crib. He's like, "Hey, we got some free Pinot for you if you want." Like, dog, I'm good.
Nigga said, "Hold the Grigio."
You know how your sponsorship works.
He'll hold the Grigio, all right?
Yo, why does that sound so nasty?
Grigio is number 62.
You know what I'm saying? Grigio
He's
sounds
the
like a fucking fullback on that team.
You got Odell Beckham Jr. highlight reels on the front page. I'm good. I will pass.
Yeah, Damon Grigio
over here.
Grigio. Stefan Grigio.
Oh man, yo, y'all watch A Kid from Coney Island? I gotta watch it. The Stephon Marbury. They finally put it on Netflix.
Oh,
Before it was
okay.
on Amazon Prime.
That one's
talking
gonna
about- I thought you were talking about the kids that,
gotta be a good one. That one's
Yeah.
gotta be a good one.
Now it's on Netflix. That and Nori was just saying that just got off the phone with like AI and is about to take a trip to Virginia.
Oh,
So we're about to get that for Drink Champs.
okay.
I don't know if Allen Iverson is sober.
In that.
Is he sober?
Yo, you ever seen the?
I don't
You mean like doesn't drink at all sober,
Yeah.
or like,
Yeah, doesn't drink at all
Alright.
sober.
that I don't know.
Yo,
Yeah.
one of the funniest interviews was when he was at a Sixers game, like just watching. It was like a few years ago, and he was drunk as hell out of his mind. And they were sitting there asking him questions, and he didn't know what he was talking about. Like that shit was one of the greatest. Like he was struggling to find the answers. Mad simple questions,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Damn,
How's your day going?
he is smacked out of his mind."
I feel like Allen Iverson's
fucking
yeah.
Um,
I feel like Allen Iverson still wears like True Religion jeans and Red Monkey, so he might be. He
Oh,
might
the
still
Beasley.
drink. Yeah, like he's keeping them in business. Yeah,
I saw two niggas on Instagram stories wearing the Beasley jeans, and I didn't feel comfortable this week.
yeah.
Yo,
Allen
Beasley jeans had made some sort of comeback like in the last couple years.
Where
Allen Iverson bought 2 VIM
Baltimore?
stores.
Huh?
He did?
He
Wait.
invested in Jimmy
okay.
Jazz.
I was gonna say, did he like buy the store, or did he walk into the store and buy the store?
Both.
The difference.
He looks like he would definitely do the latter. It was like, yo, let me get anything.
You think Allen Iverson will be a good coach?
Or what?
A team?
Yeah.
What?
Like, what you for adults or for children?
Life coach? I don't.
Fuck it, take another shot. It's like, all right.
For a basketball team, I don't think so. Because he'll be like, practice?
Practice?
What we got to practice for, nigga?
Y'all talk about practice? Practice? Now we're going to Dave and Buster's.
Like, how long do you think it would take for him to hit one of those kids for saying that to him? Y'all got to show up to practice. Practice.
How long do you think it would take him to hit Ty Lue? He just the first away game, he just stuffs it. Boop.
When I found out they were actually best friends in real life, I was like, damn, he disrespected the hell out of him with that step over.
Now that makes sense. We disrespect each other every Sunday.
Nah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not gonna step over one of y'all though. Like it's different.
I might step over you though.
That's wild.
You step over me, I'm gonna elbow you in the back of the neck.
How?
You're on the floor.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
The nigga's right there. It's just
which neck?
What?
Your turkey neck?
That's what
The turkey neck.
I see.
James, you're not walking around calling your dick the turkey neck, nigga. Tell me you're not doing
I
that.
feel like he is.
Hey, baby, you want to see the turkey neck? you got the little thing in the back.
That's the ball piece.
Exactly. It gives us the ball piece.
The ball piece deformed, nigga.
gotta take my earrings out.
You need to get your pH right.
Circumcision went left.
Yeah, dude.
How you going for a circumcision and come out with more?
Instead of taking off the foreskin, they put more skin.
Yo, dog.
Doctor came in from an AI house party. It was just like, yo, listen, like, you know what I mean?
He came back with extra foreskin.
The doctor's just walking around with foreskin in his duffel bag
in his pocket.
That's nasty. That shit tattooed and everything.
like Napoleon Dynamite with tater tots.
Like Lou trying to break into your crib.
Like gold member with a pocket of skin. It didn't work like that.
What? Nah.
Pardon?
It don't work.
Can we start now?
No. We can start.
Never.
Welcome back, guys, to the Audible Mention Podcast. This is episode 96.
Yeah.
96. Ha ha. Knew it first try. Ha ha ha.
We just wanted to hear you stretch out 96.
Can somebody confirm this number, please?
Right.
Before we're all like, yeah, 96.
Yeah, check. Who cares? No one listens to this. As
Marcy
always,
cares.
I am your host, a homeboy. No, she don't. Promise you, she don't.
Yeah, 96.
All right,
yeah,
did great.
Yeah, this gets to the point now when she brings up the podcast. I'm like, shut up, I don't care. And I'm like, oh wait, I do that. Like, you tell me about some stuff. She's like, I listened to it today. I was like, I didn't. I don't know. Like, why'd you do that? I don't give a shit. Homeboy, James Lou, Drum Fu. Gang.
That's right.
And how's everybody doing?
I'm chilling,
good,
right?
Man. Good money.
You good?
I think I'm good.
You think you good?
James
had a week.
James got on the computer. He was like, yo, son, if I fall asleep, it's not my fault. I'm like, what? Like, whose fault is it then?
He was already blaming me.
I was.
Yeah.
It was definitely.
But
kept him up.
Anyway.
That's why I stopped the statement.
There was a long pause where I was just like, yo, someone don't say something.
She got awkward, right?
That's why I'm glad he's editing. So
Chris started just a little too late.
What'd I do?
Exactly.
What you didn't do, man.
You got caught with the docket out.
Yo.
I don't know why.
You got caught with the docket out.
If you put a docket out mid-fight, fight's over.
No, it's not. I'm stabbing you right in the docket.
Yo, that somebody really calls their dick the docket. Wow.
Nigga, you're not allowed to talk about dick names.
Yeah. We know about you.
Called yours a turkey neck.
Listen, I never called it that. Y'all called it that. So
I don't know. I don't know if
nigga.
I don't know if it's gonna make the episode or not, but it was
I'll
set.
make sure.
So looking at said docket, I'm trying out a new accent. Looking at says okay.
How long do you think you can keep it up before it changes on its own?
That's all the words I know. That's all I worked out.
Yo, I do that shit where I'm like, yo, I'm talking a funny accent to make someone so laugh. Accent always changes mid-sentence. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude?
Laugh, nigga.
You just get mad at yourself and walk off.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, you can't do nothing right, nigga.
Can't even hold an accent.
Marcell, what accent you do, though?
I do Jamaican.
Something
that turns into Russian.
Nigga said Jamaican.
I can't do Russian off rip. It's gotta like fall into Russian. I'm like, oh, I'm here now, and then
you gotta stumble into the Russian.
Yeah.
How do you go from Jamaica to Russia?
Son, I told you I can't do nothing right. All right.
Wow. So yo, that's funny.
I sound like a character from Luke Cage.
Yo, for him to get to a Russian accent, he has to start with a. Well, that's very interesting.
Man.
Like he said, man, that's what everyone of Luke Cage did in season 2.
That's really what happened. White ladies with the dread caps on. It's just like, what are you doing? What is this show?
I haven't seen him act since.
Nice. Wow.
But speaking of black people,
that's the
that's a good segue.
Speaking of black people,
yeah.
Okay. We'll allow it.
The new Batwoman for like season 2 of the CW show on CW, which is all white people.
God,
it's a black woman.
Shout out to them.
That too.
Wait.
But I'd like to mainly focus on her being fun as hell. Yo, you notice how everyone on every CW show is attractive?
No, they're not. Not everybody. Majority.
I feel like the majority of the cast. They push the lesser attractive people in the back. Like, oh, you can actually act. Who cares?
Most TV shows.
You can either be attractive or have the ability to act. You can't have both.
Some of them somehow have both, but that's not what they're looking for. It's like one of those.
That's not what they're looking. That's not on the resume.
They have 2 boxes: hot and can act.
No, so the new Batwoman for season 2 is this woman named Leslie. I feel like that's her name, or Dravicia.
If we're mispronouncing it, we've only read it. We haven't heard it. I mean, y'all.
Yeah, I've never heard the name before, but it seems like they put out. Well, first of all, like I haven't said it on this podcast, but Ruby Rose was the Batwoman for season 1, and after that, like wrapped up. Well, first of all, like she came in and people were just like automatically just pissed, just like shit pissed. And that's usually like how comic book fans are. They're just mad.
They were mad about Ruby Rose
without any reason. Yeah, 1,000%. They were like, "Oh, they should have found a lesbian," and she's like, "Guys, I am a lesbian."
Yo, I'm so glad you brought that up to me because, like, I'd have been so mad because she fits that character very well. Pale white woman. The end.
But the thing is,
really, that's it.
But even for that, I don't think she was the Kate Kane that we know from the comic book.
Nah, I mean,
but that's not because of her. I think that's because they just changed the backstory to fit the CW formula,
which is cool because
to add a little to add more family trauma.
They did focus on that. I told you rift. That's why I stopped watching because I was like, "Yo, this is not."
I stopped watching because it sucked.
That too. First episode sucked, and I was like, "Yo, y'all are really focused on family trauma and not kicking ass."
Yeah, it was.
I hate when they
really
do
bad.
Have you read how they're going to transition?
So basically,
that's what I want to know.
It's not the same character, right?
They're gonna do it like when they did on when they switched on Vivs.
No, it's not the same.
Drop it in and be like, "Yo, you look different."
They have jazz in there.
Hey, you got a tan? I'd start watching if they did that. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be all in.
I'm on board. Just like, that's not even blackface, is it? That's black person. I don't know.
Black person.
Black person face.
Wait, is this us gentrifying shit now? Because I'm here for it if it is.
Yeah,
reverse gentrification.
But look what we're gentrifying.
Media.
Gentrify Gotham.
Gentrum Silver.
Yo, son, everyone in Gotham needs to move out. I don't know how they live there.
Why do you
I can't front with the reign of the new Batwoman. I think I'm moving to Gotham soon.
You trying to
Yo,
rise,
I'm
you're
not
gonna
gonna
cause a
lie. I
strike.
would definitely try to get saved.
About to
Yeah.
rob a store so she can,
You know, Marcell be hanging off a building for no reason. Talk about help.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump. Woe is me. Life. I'm an orphan.
That's your type.
Did someone say orphan?
Batman shows up. Not you, nigga.
Not you.
Did you say orphan?
Whispered mad and lustily in my ears.
Batman goes,
Be your father.
is that a pulpit? So you happy to see me?
Neither, nigga.
Batman's like, wait, you're not white. And you're like, wait a minute. Now I'm offended.
We had two of you, and the last one didn't work. The suit was yellow. No one liked it.
What? As much as people give Batman shit for and all that stuff about just like his most powerful power being like white privilege and stuff, I never seen him knock out a black person. Like I've none of his villains, nobody's. The closest you get is Bane. And he's a white he's basically a Spaniard. So
which they always they forget that anytime they're just like, all right, now real person plays Bane. The closest we ever got was the luchador mask, and I was just like, he does wear that. But so
you're talking about in George Clooney's,
Yeah.
Which
but
to this day I tell everyone I fucking love that shit.
That was
great.
But that was a weird goth guy. Like the prisoner.
Yeah, he was kind of like a gimp more than anything.
Yeah.
That's
and
hot.
then Poison Ivy came through and was like, yo, I'm Uma Thurman, and everyone thinks I'm hot, even though I'm not really, but I am though.
I was watching Batman, Fat Man Beyond, the podcast, Kevin Smith and Mark Bernardin. And when Joe Schumacher passed, they covered it, and they said, yo, that dude used to fuck. Like he got like Wilt Chamberlain numbers.
Joe Schumacher?
Yeah.
Throwing up hundreds?
Yeah, consensually. Also putting that out there. But anyway, back to this beautiful black woman that's about to be Batwoman. So the whole story with that is season 1, that was really bad. Kate Kane just goes missing. Like they try to do this thing where Alice, who's the main villain, but also like her long lost sister, I think, is her is like the main bad guy. She's her Joker to the Batman. Like if you had to do parallels and stuff like that. And basically, what this show did is just took a bunch of Batman villains and just gave it to Batwoman,
which is why it is trash
in a weird way, because Alice comes from the Mad Hatter. What do you call it?
Alice in Wonderland.
Not plethora. Alice. No.
Universe.
No. Mad Hatter comes from that whole group or whatever. There's a word for it. I just don't know what it is because smack. But that was like one of the issues that I had for the show, and I'm like, yo, Batwoman has so much like dope storylines where you don't have to just like recycle.
Batwoman taught me about La Llorona. And they're never gonna touch on that shit. The fucking I think it's like a Mexican
folktale.
Yeah, about like
a movie about it. It sucked.
I didn't watch the movie. It looked like it was gonna suck.
I saw half hour. I was good.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was just like, yo, it's time for me to knock out. I'm old.
Yeah. I was already Lloronaing.
Yeah, basically it's like a witch that like steals kids and cries into their mouths until they drown. It was amazing.
It was amazing. That's a wild review for that.
It's a cool ass story.
But just the way you said it, when you just took a long pause after that.
I got real hype.
Wait, so she just yells in your mouth?
She cries.
Why did the kids close their mouths?
Her kids drowned or something, so like she takes other people's. I don't understand how that solves her issue.
Yeah, like you still ain't got no kids. Why don't you just kidnap
and you
the
kill
kids
them? So like, I don't
make them your kids.
Maybe they're supposed to like stay with her after she kills. I don't know. Whatever.
But anyway, that's real freaky. I'm glad they didn't do that. Yeah, that's
I was
dark.
highly upset.
Throw that on HBO Max, not CW.
I mean,
they would ruin that. But anyway, so she disappears, and now they're gonna bring in this new woman. They did like an open casting call for it, and Javisha, sorry, still don't know if that's the right way to say your name.
Little baby J.
Yeah, she won.
We got a nickname for her.
The whole backstory, where it gets kind of tricky now. The whole backstory is that she comes to Gotham. She used to be like a drug runner, and now she's homeless. So now the issue is, it's like you might want to tweak now that like, yo, it's a black woman in this role. You might want to.
We do.
You might want to tweak that a little bit, which I'm hoping they do. Because if not,
like
that's
she can't just like work for a tech startup and then like also just be like, moonlight as a crime fighter.
She can't just be like, hey man, Batwoman's gone and her suit was in this alleyway, I'ma take it.
That's pretty much how Batwoman got her suit.
Yeah.
On that first episode. Batman's gone and you gonna make me a suit, bitch. You're like,
yes.
Right.
Hey, we're security guard, you're gonna be a tailor and tailor this suit, even though I didn't ask if you know how to tailor a suit.
It was
You'll
just
figure
so
it out.
sus.
You'll figure it out.
It was just like things just work in this universe. Like, I guess so, man. I guess
It seems like it.
Hey, Chris, when that crossover happens with Batwoman and fucking Black Lightning, and that fine ass daughter meets up with fine ass Batwoman. I'm gonna watch that moment 88 times in a row.
You're talking about Anissa and
yes,
Thunder, and I think her name is Ryder.
Who
in this thing?
Thunder is
that episode is going to be the holiest of episodes.
Does it for you?
No, listen,
man.
Let me tell you.
I used to text Chris like every Tuesday, hey, you see the way she just glistening in the light in this scene?
nah, she is fine.
He'd be at work like, bro, you got to stop doing this, man.
You got scheduled text for Thunder.
Marcell is just sending me voice notes of her breathing.
That's a wild voice note.
Like, yo, I'm saving all of this for reasons.
Whoa, but I would. That was the next point I was going to bring up. I much rather her do team up with a Supergirl. Don't want that no more. Get out of here.
Yo, I'm tired of everything touching Supergirl because it's the worst out of all of them.
Yo, I tried to.
You can't say that when Batwoman exists.
I tried to watch Supergirl.
I guess it is kind of unfair, but
Supergirl's
so
boring. Supergirl's kind of boring.
Supergirl is great if you binge it. I don't like that week to week. It doesn't work as a week to week for me. It's a good bingeable.
Which is your favorite season out of all of them?
Now you asking him if he really liked it. You got to pick a favorite or something.
I want to know. The last one with John Cryer.
Oh, see, the last one, he ain't fucking with it like that.
No. Yeah. No, because I didn't watch season 5. I haven't completed this current season.
Oh, okay.
That just finished. So I'm talking about the one prior to that last year.
Before that.
Yeah. That one was real good to me. That one, they brought in Dreamer. They brought in Brainiac 5. Yeah.
They got so much shit to pull from, but I don't know. Every time I tried to give it a shot, I was just like, I hate this. I hate it here.
But anyway, I want to stay on topic.
That's tough.
So with this Batwoman now, I don't know if everything that's going on in the world is the reason why she's the new Batwoman. Kind of don't care.
Me neither.
Yeah,
it's one of those cool things where this is like the first superhero show ever led by a black woman. I don't think you can count Watchmen.
Oh damn, that is true.
Yeah, I
feel like you can count Watchmen because she's the leading protagonist. It's not the leading superhero necessarily. Because I mean, you can because she's not a superhero the entire time. She doesn't do the vigilante work the entire time. And part of that goes into uncovering what's going on with John. Like if this show was majority just what's her name? Sister Knight? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then yes. But it's not. She's a character.
So it's just
she's
like,
one piece of it. She's one piece of the whole thing.
Specifically, her being a superhero.
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah,
The
like
main superhero.
when you look at the coming attractions and all that stuff, it's not just Sister Night, and it's like Regina King. There's other pieces to that. There's other episodes where she wasn't even the main focus,
right?
But it led back to what's going on with her, and then eventually John. Is what it is. I think that's why. Like, I would count it, but you know what I mean. That and damn, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Batwoman.
You ain't even go far from the train of thought to come back.
We're talking about Black Leads.
He was like, "Yo, I'm talking about Black Leads, Batwoman." What was he talking about? Batwoman.
That's that Pinot Noir, Pinot Baby.
That's the Grandpa Simpson meme right there. Like, he walked in the conversation, walked out,
walked right back in.
Yeah, that's like I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm definitely gonna watch it just to support.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm gonna give it one episode.
I'm gonna watch the YouTube video, like recap of season 1. I'm not gonna watch season 1. I'm gonna just jump into this one.
Okay. I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna let you text me what it's all about.
How long is season 1? How long is season 1? Like
full thing. I think it's like 20 episodes.
Oh God, no!
Text it to James too.
Yeah,
yeah. Just hit the group chat. Just hit the group chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna just send y'all the link.
Feel free to hit me with misinformation to make it more entertaining too.
All right. But let me just propose this. Imagine you dating a girl, right? Just a beautiful black woman. Y'all are like but you're still tempted, right, by the outside worlds. And then come to find out she's Batwoman. She just like you can't get nothing off. You can't like other girls' pictures on your Instagram.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I'll take it.
She'll break your fucking collarbone, James.
You think I'm gonna be liking anybody's shit?
You can't do shit.
I won't.
Oh man.
Or maybe I'd like that.
That's right.
To get your collarbone broken?
He might want it.
Listen,
he might come home like, hey,
look at Marcell cheerleading this on. You know Marcell love
my shit in half.
Marcell couldn't wait for somebody to agree with that.
James sitting there like, baby, let's get kinky tonight. Let's go.
Nah, where's my knife's over there? You lucky.
All right, let's not play who has the biggest knife, guys.
Wow.
Speaking of, I was like, I don't know why you brought that up. Speaking of knives and broken collarbones, y'all watch The Old Guard?
Yes, sir.
No.
I just saw Marcell tweets about it.
Oh man,
listen, man,
it's
you
good.
knew I was hyped.
Wait, what is it? What is it called?
The Old Guard.
No.
So it's a movie based off a comic book, again, by this guy named Greg Rucka, and it's by Image. And kind of like Marcell, he was the one who kind of got me into like independent comic books more so than like the big two, like DC and Marvel, because it's just a breath of fresh air. It's so many good stories. It's less politics and people bullshit with their stupid ass opinions of them thinking that they know some shit.
Never changes unless they want it to. You don't just go from like fire art 1 week or 1 month and then next month is some bozo that can draw a stick figure. It's like, when did I get this job?
Yeah. Yeah. Even if like you do book 1, say like 8 years later you do book 2, they'll go find that artist. I'm like, yeah, I know you're not doing anything. Come on, let's do this again. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That actually happened with a book that I'm reading. Volume 2 just started 8 years later.
Trash.
So
is it good?
No, it's still good. Same shit.
Okay, good.
So the Old Guard is about it's by Image, by the way, and it's about this group of 4 immortals, right? And for some reason they don't know why, they don't know how, but they can't die. They died one day at different points in history, like the Crusades, Holy War. No, the Holy Wars, the Crusades. Napoleon and them.
Yeah. Napoleon and them.
Yeah,
they got Chris as a history teacher.
Yeah, and Napoleon and them. No, not Dynamite.
Oh, fucking
Napoleon and Pedro.
They was out there shooting noses off of sphinxes.
Yeah, they somebody took his tots, so he lit him up.
Like, yo, we going to war.
The little short nigga.
But, But yeah, it was him. Yeah, there's 4 people, and then like the oldest one is from like Greek times, and again, like they don't know why. So like now they found each other because like once you're an immortal, like your dreams are linked. Yeah. So this one lady found all these other people throughout time, and now they're just like modern day mercenaries, and they go around the world and they take these jobs where they feel like they're actually doing good. They do the jobs, I guess, like most people in governments and stuff like that can't do. And one day they do this job, but they were actually set up by this guy that used to work for the CIA. And the guy that used to work for the CIA got in bed with this big pharmaceutical company that wants to capture them and extract their DNA and all that stuff to then make a drug to then sell for lots of money. So that's basically the story. Yeah. They get shot up, they come back to life, and they beat the shit out of people. Oh yeah, and along the way they find another woman, black woman, who's like the new recruit, and she also kicks ass.
She also had died.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
she was a Marine.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. It's like you don't know you're an immortal until you die and come back to life.
Oh,
and then from that day on, you just can't die. So you could die at 13 years old, and then be an immortal. You could die at like 96, which I would fucking hate, and then come back to life and be an immortal. Oh, it sucks so much.
Yeah, so I can't even do shit, man.
I can't even do wild boy shit.
They're linked by their dreams, you said? How does that work?
So like they'll have dreams where they dream about each other, and like through those dreams they'll like see shit that other people, like the other immortals, have seen, and like that's how they find each other.
You'll see like their thoughts and like what they did that day.
I don't want to see James
shit like
thoughts.
that.
No, they only do it until you find them. Their dreams are linked until you find them, and it's like Destiny's way of bringing them together. So it's less creepy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Oh, it's Charlize Theron, a bunch of other people.
Oh, I'm there.
What?
And it's directed.
It's on Netflix.
Just came out Friday.
Okay.
It's directed by the lady that did Love and Basketball and something else that I didn't watch, but I watched Love and Basketball.
Right. It's not like the you ever gonna watch.
It's a movie, right?
Yeah, crazy.
There was
action.
this show. It's not really similar, but like when you were saying they came back to life, it reminded me of some Australian show called Glitch, where like 6 people. Huh?
How you get Australian TV, James? What kind of cable hookup you got over there? What?
Nah, it's on Netflix.
It's on YKTV.
It's on YKTV.
I've never heard someone bring up an Australian-based show. Oh, what?
You know, it's not too bad. I've watched a few.
Mad Dingoes.
Glitch.
Yeah, it's like 6 people come back to life, like from different eras in time. Like one came back from like the 1400s, one came back from like the fucking Cowboys time. One of them, and they don't know why. And then like,
not a history teacher. Cowboys times.
Cowboys time.
Nobody cares about the Cowboys. We don't care what time they were, right? Am I wrong?
That's a big Cowboys fan,
huh?
Yeah. We all make mistakes.
Oh, you're a Cowboys fan, Chris?
No, I don't watch football at all. I don't care about football. I said my dad.
You're the Giants fan, right?
And a Cowboys fan, which doesn't make sense to me. But a lot of things don't make sense to me in life. Why people watch football, it doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, yeah, it's really unimportant.
Yeah, like so.
But it sounds like the same exact show.
I told you. I like what I like.
Back to the old guard though. The music in that shit was fucking killing me. If I could have just taken the music out and just put anything else in there, I'd have liked it so much more. Niggas is killing each other to some. That would have been fine, dude. I just don't want niggas bodying people to some battle like I'm gonna do bad. Like, dog, why is this lady singing uplifting songs while they catching bodies?
Yeah, they were playing like Coldplay type songs.
It was trash. It really took away from a lot of shit.
Nah, I don't. Nah, if you focus on the killing, it's cool. Nah, it's
It made
great.
it hard for me to focus on the killing. I was like, yo,
Where's the
nah, I had
petition to have
Roman
Marcell rescore
singing.
this?
Nah, it's not gonna
Yo,
happen.
cut the check.
Yo, when you got guns and like an axe and you just killing mad people, and you got like a cowlick, and you're like, yo, only someone who's immortal will have a haircut that blocks half their vision. She got
And
like,
walk
a
around with
cowlick.
an axe.
And
Well,
walk
you
around
got
with an
8
axe.
dudes with
Yeah.
guns pointed at her. It's like maybe like your team
crazy.
should think, like, yo, just toss the grenade. Just go with that first.
Yeah.
That might be
It's
the
too
move.
easy. Tossing a grenade is too easy. Like I want to have an axe while 8 people have guns. You know.
You also gotta think about that. If you're immortal, you do want a challenge.
Yeah, like
But that's
I don't.
so that's the trick
Easy
too.
street all day.
They say that they're immortal, but they're not necessarily immortal. Like
It's just
like
the time hasn't come yet.
yeah, like
Clock
one
just
day
ticking.
one day you just stop healing, and then you're like, oh shit. So imagine you go into a mission, or like you just found a new recruit, and it's like, yo, we're immortal, and then she's like, yo, prove it, and you jump off a bridge, and you just
And you
dead.
just
And she's
damn.
like, what the fuck? You're like, what? What the fuck was that? Yeah. But
That's
yeah,
what
it's kind of
you
like
see
that.
that meme when you wake up at like a Kobe game and you're like, what? What is happening?
bruh.
Wow. Yeah, it's basically like that. But that was a good movie that I watched. I also found another show before we get off TV. I found another show called Kingdom on Netflix.
okay.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's from 2014 to 2017. No, there's 2 kingdoms. There's like one that's like, I don't know if it's the Byzantine era, with like Asian people and like war and stuff like that. That's not the one I'm talking about.
Oh, you talking about the zombie one?
Okay, so there's 3 kingdoms. I'm not talking about that one either.
Nah. You're talking the first one you were talking about, like the Asian one. That's the one with the zombies.
Oh, that's the one with the zombies?
Yeah.
What's that
Oh,
about?
the cover for the cover for that one looks wild.
It's like my boy was telling me about it, like, yo, this is real good. And I was like, all right, cool. He was like, they got zombies. I was like, never mind, I'm good, man. Like,
Are you done with zombie shows?
I'm done with zombies, bro.
So
The
is
Walking
the
Dead
Asian
ruined
one or,
zombies for me. It's too much.
Oh, I see the one
Is
you're
it one
talking
or the
about.
one with the
Chris.
Jonas brother?
Yeah, with Nick Jonas. I bet. So
Yeah.
check this, right? So yeah, I didn't even know this shit existed until it ended.
Oh,
3
and
years
my
ago.
man from what's
Frank Gallo. His
Yeah.
Crossbones is in it.
Crossbones.
Frank Gallo is in a lot of things that are just bad or just like mid. This is actually pretty funny.
Nah.
He's just like, if you look up his filmography, it's a lot of just like, yo, bro, you deserve way better than that. And he's like 52 and just like ripped. He's like another dude like Jason Statham. He really knows how to fight. He's just like ripped, and he just looks like somebody you don't want to fuck with. But it's about this dude that runs a UFC gym, and he has 2 sons. One is Nick Jonas. The other one is this dude that does wall drugs, and they're both fighters.
My guy.
Yeah, and it's basically like a drama type film, type show, but it's really good. They actually have like full UFC fights. Like you actually get to watch UFC fights, them fighting. That's pretty good.
I'm about to check that out. And the Asian one.
Yeah. Nick Jonas is out here having sex. I don't know if that's in his Disney contract. Shit is
That nigga been
wild.
out of Disney contract.
He upgraded his Disney contract.
Yeah, now he can have
Sex
sex.
is yeah.
You know
wait
what?
a minute, Nick.
That's the wild thing now. But that led me to another conversation. There's something about like these Disney kids, right? That when they leave Disney, they just go off the deep end a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Like Nick Jonas went from Disney to like touring and being like pop. I was gonna say popcorn bubblegum. Maybe sure. Just mad sweet. Yeah. To just like being like a UFC fighter on the show, and then like he has like this estranged. He has like a secret where like he's basically like in the closet and he doesn't want anyone to know.
Wait, in real life is he really
in the show?
Oh.
In the show? In real life, he's married.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
not to say you can't be married. and
Are we
in love.
breaking this news here?
No.
Does his wife know?
No. I'm sure Hollywood Unlocked would have been way ahead of it.
Yeah, they would.
But like, there's the stuff like that, and he takes out that like rage in the ring, and then you have people like Zendaya, who's like on Euphoria, just doing wild drugs.
You got Orlando Brown, just
doing wild drugs.
Just being Orlando Brown out here.
Yeah.
He's Orlando Brown in.
Yeah, just being one of the Browns.
Wow.
There's something about that last name that's just cursed. Damn.
Crazy.
You're blessed with talent and a lot of hardship at the same time. That's
tons of hardship.
Is Orlando Brown talented?
Huh?
Nah.
What?
Yeah, he is. To be an actor for that long, you have to have acting ability. Like, yeah, you could say you're talented. It takes talent to be an actor and to keep getting roles since you were like,
I always
6
found
years
his
old.
characters corny.
He doesn't really seem like he was playing a character as the coordinator.
I don't know if you
himself.
I don't know if you could call a child corny. Like,
Yeah, you
first
can.
he was-
You definitely can call a child corny.
He was
You've
3J.
seen a lot of corny kids.
Nah, 3J was his best work.
He was 3J. He was Eddie. But it was, you have to like look at it in context.
What was that
like,
one?
it's the Disney Channel.
Could you imagine like the peak of your career is 3J?
That's not the peak. He was Eddie.
You still said he was his best work.
James said that. I liked him as Eddie on That's So Raven. Like,
you know what? I guess because I wasn't a big That's So Raven. I wasn't a big Disney show
as Eddie
watcher, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
So Raven was kind of my shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I also had like a thing for Raven. She was fine as a motherfucker.
She had a little episode, you know, where she was just like people were like worried about her for a little bit.
She was tweaking for a little bit.
Yeah,
I think it has a lot to do with just being a child actor. Child actors in general always run into issues. I guess it has a lot to do with just not really having a regular childhood. Yeah.
But then you look at people like Kenan Thompson, you look at people like Josh Peck, you look at...
I feel like they started more as like teens. So maybe like just that little bit of extra time makes a difference. I don't fucking know. I'm not a psychologist.
Yeah, definitely
You'd
not.
be a wild psychologist.
I'd be an amazing psychologist.
If I go to a psychologist, horrible. You're a horrible person. I want you to know that.
Let me be a psychologist for.
I go to psychologist and he's wearing a D-Generation X shirt. Leaving.
Wow.
Keep the deposit. I'm out.
Yeah,
and he pulled
no
no harm, no foul. Nah, I'll beat the shit out that psychologist. I'll tell you that much.
I'm so good at my job. Chris don't even need me after like 2 seconds of being in the room. Son, look at that. Amazing. Cured. Fixed.
His turnover rate is wow.
You're welcome. Recommend your friends.
You look like a young Don King, and I hate you.
Try to get young Don King money.
That's John King right there.
John King.
I feel like he spelled it.
James Haitianize everything.
he spelled it the Haitian way.
That's Gene King. I'm talking about John King.
Like
John.
They said you were John in these streets. They said you were John in these
Who
streets.
said that?
Yeah, I'm out.
Just James.
I hope it was Tessa Thompson.
You might have been fucking up real quick.
Wait. Before we move on, I have a verses. So Frank from the what's his last name? Gallo.
Gallo. Yeah.
What is it?
Frank Gallo. All
right, him versus
So
him,
Frank, what's his last name?
in a fight. I only know his first name.
Wait, Frank versus who?
Versus
Gallo.
John Barreto.
Frank Gallo. 1,000%.
Probably, yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck y'all talking about.
He's talking about Crossbones. He's talking about Crossbones versus Punisher, basically.
Yeah, Punisher.
Frank Gallo, because he's actually a fighter.
He can say whatever he wants, man. He can be wrong. Let him be wrong.
Yeah.
I think you meant the characters, nigga.
John Broncos just Crossbones will beat the shit out of Punisher too. The Punisher is just an angry guy.
Listen, white rage takes people very far. You've seen this.
Crossbones is also a guy with white rage that can fight.
Nah, but
Yes.
Frank hates cops, so we like him a little bit more. He got an edge.
All right.
That doesn't help you fight. Just because,
I got one more.
just because you hate the person I also hate doesn't mean you can fight.
It
better than
depends
the
on
guy
who's
that actually
writing this
fights.
issue. Whoever's writing this issue probably also hates cops. So I mean, he gets the edge.
In my issue,
Alright,
he
so-
wins.
All right, Frank versus the infamous Kakarot.
All right, so what's next on? Wait, Frank versus Jason David Frank. Who's the better Frank?
Ooh, that was a
There
good
we
one.
go.
I'm gonna take JDF.
Look at Chris's brain fry.
Yo, Chris is like, yo, the cogwheels are spinning in that motherfucker.
The what wheels?
The cog. He said the cod wheels. He got fish in his head.
I didn't say cog. Yo, that's racist. That's because he's Jamaican? That's why he said cod?
I do love codfish.
That shit is delicious. But moving on.
I'll give it to JDF just because he has more weight on him.
Does he?
And he's
Yeah,
younger.
No.
Bigger weight class.
I've only seen him from like here up lately, so I don't know.
Yeah. I would want to say JDF.
Frank Gallo looks like, if you just go off of like faces, he got the face of a nigga that would whoop some ass.
You got to win his
Jason
face?
David Frank looks like he's gonna help you find out, like, you know, where you're trying to go if your directions app stop
He's
working.
gonna help.
He's trying to figure out how, the fastest way to get to an ass whooping. That's what he help you figure out.
Nah,
Muay Thai knee strikes in your neck.
JDF will definitely
There
help.
you
me
ask me for directions.
He would definitely help me find my labradoodle. Like, he would just-
Definitely.
Yeah.
And
Your
pet him when you
cat
find
stuck
it.
in a tree. He's just like, I can climb this.
nah, he just kicks the tree down.
Frank Gallo just snuffs you for interrupting whatever he was doing. Like, yeah, son.
Yeah, he does take some pretty. Actually, I like the Purge franchise, so I can't really say that.
I do too.
But yeah, he was
I've
just some.
only watched the one, but I liked it. So is that?
I gotta watch season 2 of that show. What else you guys? You guys want to talk?
They're bringing
We
back the
got-
Bronco. Who's getting one?
I'm sorry.
What?
They're
I'm getting
bringing
one.
They're bringing back the Ford Bronco. Who's getting one?
No one.
What a fucking murderer!
Nah, they look fire.
No,
though.
like,
They look fire. They look fire though.
I am not going anywhere
I'm
near
gonna
that
look this
car.
up.
I just leased a new car. No.
And you know Marcy's going to tell him to get in white too.
Yeah. See?
Wow.
Wow,
Nigga, this
Chris
shit-
hopping out a white Bronco.
This shit looks like it turns you into crossbones if you get in it. nigga. Like,
Mm-hmm.
It looks
it
good.
looks
but
like a Transformers, huh? You know, like,
I love it.
I wouldn't get it.
if you get that shit, you got to be able to just fight people the second you hop out. Like, that's an I fight niggas car.
This looks like a Jeep Wrangler and a Hummer had sex.
Yes.
Exactly. I think that's what they're going for.
It's gross. I hate it. Biggest douchebag. Ugh. This looks like a mega car. Get out of here.
That
It
shit's
looks
gonna
like
sell.
a MAGA car.
This car
That is the MAGA car.
this car just oppressed me.
Wow,
Get outta
that's
here.
the MAGA car.
Wow.
Disgusting.
No, don't do that to my Bronco, man.
The mega mobile.
First of all, your Bronco's gonna be matte black. Don't come with your Bronco.
This shit look like a Tonka trunk the more you look at it.
It is ugly.
Like,
Sure, you talking.
Some
He's gonna be the
Hot
only
Wheels
nigga
shit.
with spinners on his Bronco.
wow.
This car just called me the N-word.
I'll do it.
I just saw a red one and it made me uncomfortable.
It's that MAGA car.
I bet. So y'all want to talk NBA? You want to talk Mary Kay, Kanye?
You know what we want to talk about.
Ooh. Yeah, facts.
You know what we want to talk about. Will and them.
You want to talk about Will and them?
Let's talk about Will and them. Let's get out the way.
I bet. So last week we talked about the whole Will and Jada joint, right? We talked about
Don't leave August out of this.
Don't leave Og out of this.
August is tired of being left out.
Niggas call him
August
nigga
is sick and tired of these niggas.
Og.
This is his rollout. You can't leave him out.
Og.
yeah,
This
so we
is
talked
the
about-
nastiest rollout for an album I have
in
ever
history.
seen.
In
Ever.
history.
And I'm a Kanye fan. Think about it.
And the funniest thing, he comes out on top on this whole thing.
Does he?
Because at first people thought he was bugging, but then we realized he was dead ass.
I believe him. That's like
Yeah, I never.
I believe
it
it's a strange thing to say where it was just like, I don't think anyone would lie this ridiculously.
I believed him, but there was like a part of me that was like, damn.
You don't think anyone would lie this ridiculously? I point you, Jussie Smollett.
That's a different ridiculous lie. There's like the whole shit was none of this makes sense. This is just absurd to the point where I was like, I gotta believe it.
It's not absurd. There was dots to be connected that actually made sense, based off history that actually made sense. It was more so just like, why say it now?
Exactly.
That was the confusing part.
Watching that.
So just to add a little backstory, Will and Jada did the Red Table Talk. What was it, Friday?
Yeah.
Friday. And it was real short and sweet. It was like 12 minutes, basically explaining their side, saying it's like, yo, we never released a statement. I ain't give him no permission to have sexicals with my wife, and my wife who wasn't my wife.
That's the worst
time.
ice cream flavor ever.
Sexicals.
Sexicals.
It got nougat in it.
Yo, if your sex has nougat in it, you gotta go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right away.
But that's basically it. We got the backstory that we got the Smiths to talk to tell us what was going on in their doors.
We could have stayed without that information.
They could have stayed without this information, but August was like, yo. So they had to, I guess they felt like they had to talk about it.
No, meaning like, I feel like they should have just left it as is and not clear up the air, because they made it worse in terms of like
jokes.
Yeah, jokes wise, the jokes have been flying.
I also feel like they don't care, and that might have been the plan.
I feel like
I don't think they care.
I think they looking at like Will's face. I'm like, yo, this is.
I don't think he cares.
This is embarrassing though, low key.
Is it?
It is. It's embarrassing.
But like,
I
think what did we learn that we didn't know?
Yeah, I think a lot of the time we put our own perspective and emotion onto it. I don't really think he gave a shit.
Yeah.
You do know at some point throughout all of this, at least in like the very beginning of the shit,
he did.
They were definitely both annoyed at the fact that this was happening. Because anyone would be.
Yeah.
Because now your personal life has just been made public by someone. It's just like, yo, why are you being such a cornball right now, fam?
Yeah.
I don't think they.
Why, Og?
I don't think they expected. For some reason, somebody should have told them this, but I don't think they expected everybody to have all these jokes. I think they expected people to.
Everyone knows how
they know how the internet works.
Yeah.
I don't know, because
they're also aware of the fact that all these jokes don't mean anything, and it's not like we don't fuck with Will Smith anymore. It's just we get these jokes off.
All these jokes, whether how disrespectful they may have been, because I was talking to my girlfriend today, and I was like, I'm with the jokes now that I've actually heard their side, but the whole thing, all the sex jokes and all that stuff, and the way they talk about August and Jada having sex and him, it just came off really just like gross and distasteful. And I'm like, yeah, at the end of the day, dog, like I'm like, that's still his wife. Like now, like I don't care what stuff is going on. There's some of those memes like took it a little too far, and I know it was coming from people that was just like, yo, dog, I know what's going on in your house, and I've never met you, just so for you post. So it's like you're really just like throwing stones at a glass house.
And that's what I'm talking about in terms of like I feel like that would get annoying. Now you're gonna have to hear about this for the next whatever amount of years.
From who though? That's what I'm saying.
Just like how long have they been? How long?
No
have
one is saying none of this
swing?
shit to Will Smith's face.
Yeah, they're not saying it to his face. Except
dumb people. Dumb people will.
But that's gonna be like here and there. Like I think in like a couple months we're gonna find something new to make fun of. It's not even gonna matter.
Yeah, that.
I mean, the whole Will Smith swinging thing lasted pretty long though. That was since we were kids.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing new that we learned. That's been their life.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Like even him coming out, but like even them two, like you said, coming out and speaking out of exactly what the situation was and how far back it went, and them speaking about them being separated at the time. And all that stuff.
Yeah,
it dispels a lot of the swinging like narratives that were said to have. So now it kind of goes from, oh, we were swingers to it's just like, we just had a troubled marriage, like majority of people.
But if
we separated.
If they didn't care, did they really have to come clear this up?
Yeah, if they wanted to.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like,
that's was like, oh, if I wanted to, and
I guess they felt like
they had to. They felt like, yeah.
For whatever reason,
why not?
They were just like,
also,
let's do this.
Also, if I have $350 million, you call me whatever you want. Can't call me broke.
This is easy content for them. It's just like, yo, we got the content for the week. Let's do it.
Exactly. If I have a Facebook contract and I could get viewers and get more money.
Yeah, it broke records in a day. 12 minutes. I put out a 12-minute thing, which no matter if they cut it, say they did like an hour episode and cut it down to 12 minutes, and I just got like however more leverage for the future, sure, why not? To talk about whatever and whatever. Like, I don't like the people were saying that the interview was cringy and all that stuff. I think it was fine. I've had way worse conversations over.
It was cringy to me, like when you just soak it all in. Like when you see like, I don't know, like you watch Jada dance around, like avoid saying that they had sex.
Yo, like I said though, like I've had. But it wasn't dancing around have sex. It was dancing around saying that they were in a relationship. Now, not once have they said that they had sex. You can assume 1,000%. Yeah. No, not say it. That part of the relationship they didn't put out there. Will maybe knows. We don't know.
Will definitely knows.
Well, we can assume.
Yeah.
Will heard it. Will was on the other side of the house.
Or Will could have been with Margot Robbie.
Which I hope he was. I need to live vicariously through anyone. Anyone that has.
This is what I said last week. Jada picked the wrong side nigga. All of Will's side girls, they're quiet. They ain't say peep.
That's what I'm saying. It's like one of that. It's like that weird. Like even when they did the "We Ride Together, We Die Together," Bad Marriage for Life.
That was cringy.
That was hilarious.
That I was sitting there. I was like,
that
was mad for
y'all niggas. That was hilarious. You've never had a situation, a fight with your girl, and all that stuff, and then you make up, and then like 3 weeks later or a month later, you do a callback and you make fun of it. Yeah, everybody does it. Everybody does it.
Like that,
it's just that we're watching. We're just watching
that moment right there. That moment when I saw it, that literally made me realize they're gonna be all right.
They said they've been all right. This whole situation was 4.5 years ago. 4.5 years ago. The last time she actually saw him was probably 2 years ago. That you could probably like trace it back on the internet when they did a Red Table Talk in 2018.
The only thing that happens from this situation to look at any type of differently is August Alsina. It's not even looking at him differently. It's just I thought he was moving funny the first time you brought it up. He's moving funny the second time you brought it up. It's just like, all right.
I mean, August, I was
like, you're still emotionally invested in this situation. I get that.
A big August fan. One thing that made me like not like August was when he was talking about fans and he said he doesn't have to sign anything for his fans or nothing, doesn't have to meet none of them, none of that. But
I don't.
You're not obligated.
You're not, but like they're one of the reasons why you're rich.
I'm not gonna put that on him no matter what time he said that, because again, like you gotta look into his backstory and his history and all that stuff, or everything you got going on. You think my fans are gonna be at the front of mind? Your successes thing. It's probably just not. And maybe you're just not a people person. I'm not a people person. You can give me 10 million viewers about whatever I do every single night or once a week and all the money in the world, and it's all because of them. Doesn't change the fact that I don't like being around people. Like, I'm just not, like, you run down on me in the street, ask for a picture, I'm probably going to say no because I don't like taking pictures. It's the same thing. Like, I'm not going to hold that against you. I'm also not going to blame people for feeling a certain way when you go to every other celebrity and hound them and annoy them. Like, look at Kanye. Kanye's fucking got paparazzi and all that stuff outside his garage door, this, that, and the third, harassing him, and it drove him crazy. I look at any other
Kanye, shut the fuck up.
I look at any other celebrity. I don't want that. I would never wish that upon myself. I don't care what dollar amount that comes. That sounds. Being famous sounds horrible. I don't know one sane, happy person that's a celebrity that's filthy fucking rich.
Like, I'm trying to go to Best Buy randomly every now and then and not be harassed.
Yeah, word. That and then that, or you're rich and famous at one point, and now you're no longer not. Imagine what that does to you.
Oh, that's horrible. When you don't have like the shit to like.
Yeah, now you're doing Bow Wow moves and pretending that there's a crowd of people chasing you and shit like that. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Just
no, but even if they do still love you, like let's say like you like a child actor from like the past, and you spend all your money, you have no glory, but now you're at Walmart and people are like, can I take a picture with you? Like, fam, I'm just trying to buy a toaster. Can you leave me the fuck alone?
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm trying to find coupons to buy a toaster.
Exactly.
I'm stressed.
It's like, son, I'm on the clock right now. Get out of here.
We ruined this actor's life.
Completely.
Yeah, it just sucks. Being famous sucks. So I don't mind the Smiths being private to the fullest extent that they could. But I'm also
for that.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this thing, because again, like, all this situation was a relationship that had a super rough patch, trial separation. You found a rebound dude, realized the rebound dude was just a rebound, got what you wanted, and it went back to your ex or your former partner. I've seen hundreds of my friends do it. They're still doing it to this day. I don't know why this is.
Some of them are doing it and they don't know it.
Some of them. I've been cursing some of them out for doing it. Like, that's like, so
people don't understand. Like, when you have like an open relationship or open marriage, it's like when you come to that agreement with your partner, you have to understand like stuff like that is gonna happen. So that's why I don't think like Will's upset or they're upset. It was like, it happened. We knew stuff like that might happen if we separate or become an open relationship. So like, people outside of it try to take it with like, oh, they should be upset. Like, why?
I don't even think, bro, at that point that it was considered an open relationship. Again, we don't know what
they had.
Yeah, again, like they were like, just based off what he was saying, like they were married, blah blah blah. They said no matter what, he didn't want to get a divorce. Will Smith said that he never wanted to go through another divorce and put his family and his kids through that, right? So he tried his damnedest, everything that he could do to keep his unit whole, his family whole. And then even if you look at like the earlier like videos of him on YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff, where he, before the high production, where he was just walking around his cell phone and stuff like that, he told like a whole story. He was like, "Oh, my grandmother told me a story one day and was like, yo, no matter what, you cannot make a person happy." He was like, you can make them smile, you can make them laugh, but you cannot make them happy. And he broke that down like this whole fucking thing. He put it on the internet not too long ago.
That's when he introduced that whole life partnership.
Essentially, I feel like he was kind of talking towards that, where it's like, yo, I did all this stuff to try to help this woman, and then he said that he just got tired, and he's like, yo, listen, I don't know what you need from me. I've tried everything. You go off, you do what you want to do. I don't think that was like open marriage. Go out there and find somebody else. I don't want to divorce you. I don't want to leave you. I don't want to do none of that, but I don't know how to help you. We're still married, technically. Technically, we are still married. But if you gotta go out there and find yourself in any other way, I guess. Like, I'm saying
that's not like an open marriage to me, but like I said, they have that agreement. Like, they understand, like, if you're gonna go find yourself, this might happen, and Will understood that. Like, that's why I don't think he's gonna be upset about it.
Yeah.
Like, he's more upset that August is over here putting light to their privacy. That's what he's more upset about.
I think he's more upset at people just, I don't know. Like, I'm more upset at people. Like, I'm getting these jokes up. Like, some of these memes are funny as fuck.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, I also never want to hear the word entanglement again. Like, we ran into that thing to the ground day one.
It was just such a fucking funny word to use.
Yeah, but day one, it was done. One and done. That's it. Never want to hear it again.
It's gonna get. There's a little more juice left.
Entanglement summer coming up.
Entanglement juice. There's something left in it.
But that goes more towards like the Red Table Talk. I feel like is like one of those things where it's like, all right, you look at this situation, you take from the situation, you learn from it, and hopefully you don't have to go through it, right? Will and Jada went through it, so you don't have to.
That's right.
The
Hit him with the J line.
tweets, yeah, the tweet.
Get out of here.
The tweets and all the stuff that I've seen from this, they're saying looking from entanglement and all that stuff. A lot of time, I feel like they're not jokes. I feel like a lot of people, you know what? It goes back to like the poison of social media, where it's just like, oh, you say it as a joke so many times, where it just becomes normal, and it just happens. It's almost like you brainwash yourself into living like a certain thing. And I think that's going on with this.
I was thinking about that the other day. That shit is horrible. Like people come up with whole life philosophies based off of memes.
Yeah,
just because like they just
astrology,
repeat that shit so much, and then they just fall into it. That's just who you are.
It's so dumb. I've tried to have conversations with some of my friends when they were going through like men trouble or whatever, and the way they regurgitate, like it's almost verbatim certain tweets, and I get so mad. Or I'm just like, yo, bro, shut the fuck enough with this Twitter bullshit. I get so fucking mad at them because
like, tell me your thoughts.
Yeah,
what are you thinking?
Not I love Sundays 101 on Twitter. Yeah, like with not don't read me a 13
I love Sundays.
Like retweeted tweet. Like you just have your own thoughts. Like yes, the tweet you can pull from it. The thing about a tweet is that you're taking 140 what was it? 180 characters, 240 characters. 240
now? 280 now.
We don't respect the 280. We only talk about 140s.
All right. So you take...
Don't disrespect us like that, Chris.
Life philosophies. Things that you follow day to day of 140 characters or less. That is wild to me. And there's no fixing it. There's no fixing social media. That's the whole reason why I don't get into like... I don't... You'll probably never find me in like a controversial like thread on social media. There's no point to it. The only thing it does is raise your blood pressure and get you bullied. That's it.
Raise your BP for sure.
All it does. James, that you're talking about a different kind of Twitter. Bro, James, you're talking about Twitter after dark. Yeah, hey, listen.
You want to Twitter after 2 a.m. It's a little wild down there.
That's how Chris enters the room.
That's why I go to sleep at 10.
Yeah, word. But
Chris and La Llorona getting it in.
Yeah. Who? Chris said, "Cry my mouth, baby. Cry my mouth."
That might low key be lit. I'm not even.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm trying to keep my sodium down though. Like, I don't need that extra salt.
That's a lot of water weight.
Yeah, word. But what the hell? But yeah, so social media is just so trash. I don't know. Like it's something I'm happy to be a part of, but hate it at the same time.
Yeah, it is. It's great and bad at the same time, but like that's the majority of interactions with other humans, and all social media is just like fast tracking interactions with people.
Yeah, the reason I like it is because I can shut down those interactions just by putting my phone down
real quick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Close the app. All right, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I've seen a lot of dudes using this as an opportunity to like talk about women. Like, see, a lot of y'all want to end up doing shit like this. I'm just like, bro, how about y'all niggas just tweet, "I hate women," and then just keep it moving.
That's
like,
it.
We could just get to the meat and potatoes. And it's just like, cool, understood. I see.
You know what? Listen, I'll say there is a conversation to be had about that. Just like accountability on the other side, because again, you don't see this story a lot. Anytime you see the cheating, get back together, or the messy thing, it usually comes from the man. 9 times out of 10, it comes from the man, and you don't hear the man stepping away, the man staying, the man doing what needs to be done to fix the problem, rather than just throwing ball piece all over the place. Although he
don't
could
hear
have.
about that because
we don't know that.
Look at what happens when one does it. It's like, oh, let's clown them.
Yeah.
It's like, well, maybe if we didn't get clowned for this all the time, we'd be like, we could do it.
Maybe, yeah. So there is a conversation to be had, and if y'all want, we can have that conversation right now. But to speak
I ain't got nothing else to do tonight.
to speak to the tweets that you were talking about, it all came from the wrong people. And it's like, nah, you get bitched at and blamed and all that stuff is because you out here doing dirty and you're using this situation to deflect your own like fucked up shit behavior, more or less.
A lot of that just comes from like, yo, you feel some type of way about some shit going on in your day to day, and you're gonna use this as an opportunity to just be like, I'm gonna get my shit off. It's like, nah, you still look bad though.
Yeah,
it's like, you know, you see that.
One of my favorite things to see on like social media is when girls like leak screenshots exposing how dudes are some of the creepiest, like most assert, like it is mind-boggling how
nasty.
Dude, the screenshots of when you're just talking to yourself for days on end,
having a conversation,
and you're getting no response, and you're getting more creepy and aggressive and mean and rude and disrespectful and all that stuff, and then sad, and then the cycle repeats itself.
Zers.
But it's crazy. Again,
I love it.
It goes back to social media, how you can portray one thing when another thing is actually going on behind the scenes, because you go to these dudes' profiles and they look calm, cool, collected. That there's a lot of the times they're saying the right things on the feed and all.
They're the ladies' son.
I saw one right before we got here that was nasty. It was some shit, like some dude was getting a little bit of clout because he posted some pictures and people was like, it's a good looking dude. Cool. Some chick responded and was just like, this nigga gave me chlamydia last year and didn't tell me that he had it, and then went on to spread it to a whole bunch of other people.
I saw that.
Like, wow.
I saw that.
And then he was just like, yo, we discussed this. Why you still hurting? It's like, well, I mean,
no,
we don't.
Wait. That's not necessarily what the tweet said. He said in the tweet, he was like, yo, I was young. Yes, we were irresponsible when doing it. I didn't know anything like that could happen to me. And when it did happen, I was like extremely apologetic and all that stuff with like not knowing. So I'm like,
so why you hurt? we can't forget that that's how he ended it. He was all good up until he was like, but so why you hurt?
Is that how it ended?
It is. That's my main takeaway from the whole shit. Damn. All of that other shit prior to that was probably
kind of fucked up at the end there, bro. We can't say that.
On how like
I didn't read the whole thing because Marcy got in the car. But if that's how it ended, all right.
Look how fast Chris took out the cape.
That's what he did.
No.
When I was reading his response, I was like, yeah, and then I was like, see,
no,
I just gonna do.
I just wanted it in full context, but
yeah,
I didn't even. I had the first half of the context, and then the second half.
Like he ended up with like a back and forth with someone in the comment section under it, not like the girl that posted
I didn't get to read that part. Yeah,
and she was like, "Oh, like, well, how long ago was this?" And he was like, "Well, honestly, I don't even know." And like, someone was like, "She said it was last year." He was like, well, yeah, I mean, I misjudged. I thought it was a few years. It was last."
He said I was young. We were young and irresponsible. It was last year.
Technically, they were young, but
1 year younger. But like, I mean, when you look at like getting back to like dudes being in, like when you think about in person, when guys be when guys be catcalling women and they're like, and the girl don't give no play and they're like, you're ugly anyway. So it's like, so you was catcalling an ugly girl.
So ridiculous.
Like you knew
like,
she
how
was
did
ugly?
it switch so?
Like,
but,
how did it switch so fast?
I don't know.
Like its ego is real fragile.
Yeah. It's a lot of it. Like I say this all the time to my thing. It's like I can understand the root of the problem and like where it came from and like how you came to be like, I guess, a shitty person. Mm-hmm. But I kind of don't care about that in the moment when you're being a shitty person. Like you're still a shitty person. It's like, yeah, I can have sympathy of how you got that way, but right now you're being a dick, and I want to hit you. Like that's really where it starts and ends for me. But back to like what Marcell, he said he wanted to I guess have that conversation of how do you be vulnerable? Is that more lit? Like how without being clown? Like, how do you?
How does a man be vulnerable
I guess, yeah, like in that
in public?
situation.
Well, that's
Just,
that's two different things.
yeah, because it really
You could be
does boil
vulnerable
down
with your
to
chick in
like,
private.
yeah, but then it becomes like a matter of like when other people find out about what happened, or like if other people know and they know she cheated on you, she did this and that, and then you stuck with her, and now everyone's like, yo, you a sucker, you this, you that. It's like trying to go through your day to day like that is just like, all right, cool, I'm throwing hands with all of you, yo. Every last one of y'all.
Well, that's the difference. I think that's slightly different than what I had in mind, because if you go about
What
it
did you
like
have
that,
in mind?
it's more or less like,
Yeah, Chris here, because that situation Marcell said was tough.
yeah, like how do you? All right, I'll say, you know how they say
This whole situation is tough. That's why it's hard to even just like say it. Nigga.
You know how they say
Chris is cooking right now. Go ahead.
You know how they say happy wife, happy life?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I 1,000% don't believe that. I think that's a crock of shit. I think that's half of the time. I think that's part of the problem, right? Because it's not just the wife in this situation. It's the man is there too.
This is a partnership.
It's a partnership. So you can't preach 50-50 when 50% of the union is being ignored most of the time. I'm expected to suppress the things I feel and want to do in order to honor and make you feel secure and good and just do what you want all the time, right? I think that's kind of fucked up.
Absolutely.
Do you think?
I think that there's times that you have to sacrifice, right? But it should go both ways.
Yeah.
I'll give an example, right? I don't like the beach. I don't like the beach at all. It's just not somewhere I don't want to go. I don't like sand. I fuck with the boardwalk. I like the atmosphere. I like the smell of the beach.
Yo, the smell is amazing.
Yeah.
But sand?
Depends on where that beach is.
If not talking about Far Rockaway.
If you're in Orchard Beach, it's a different smell.
Not bringing up Far Rockaway. Yeah.
Far Rockaway?
Yeah. I like that stuff, right? So my girlfriend likes the beach. She wants to go to the beach. I didn't take her last year. We've gone to the boardwalk at night. Yesterday she went to the beach with her friends, and she texted me. She was like, "Hey, it's really peaceful here. Really enjoying myself. I wish the beach was something that you like to do, because I would love to do this with you."
Aww.
Right?
You get him.
So,
Chris.
not at all. It's like, that's nice, but
I hate it here.
All right, now I'm gonna hit him. Yeah. So now the thing is, but you know that I do not like the beach.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I process this is that, like, listen, you have a situation in your head where you think we're going to go to the beach, we're going to frolic, we're going to have a good time.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and I'm all of a sudden,
I want to see Chris frolic.
Chris frolics.
I don't.
I frolics. I frolics.
You know
Chris
this
big
man
ass
frolics.
frolicking.
Yeah.
You've seen this man frolic on Instagram before.
That's true. That's King Frolic.
He frolics through comic book stores.
Yeah. I'll skip to my little fucking
Gazelle.
Hell yeah. Some
Big ass nigga skipping.
Just, I'm a thick gazelle. They put two Z's.
Two Z's. I'm a thick gazelle.
Two Z's on my gazelle. But
He calls his ball piece the gazelle.
All right.
No, what? How did he?
When you see James grab the mic like this, just start talking.
So Marcy wants you to frolic. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead before you start talking.
Like in your head, you think it's just going to be like, oh, us at the beach, blah, 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 good time and all that stuff. But I told her, I was like, listen, it's not going to go the way that you think. I know it's not. I said, you're going to want me to go to the beach, right? With knowing that I do not like the beach. right? And I'm not keeping you from going to the beach. You have a group of people that you like, right? And that like that thing. So you can do that thing and get what you want with them. Yes, I understand you want to do it with me, but you have to understand that I do not like this particular thing. So if you force me and guilt me or just like whatever to get me go to the beach, I'm going to be miserable. And it's going to ruin that little dream, that little image that you have in your head.
She'll have like 5 minutes of her frolicking while you're grumpy, and then both of y'all just walking around being unenthused.
Yeah. And it's like, yo, instead of me ruining a thing that you like, just respect the fact that I say this all the time. Just respect the fact that I'm calmly, nicely saying no thank you. That I do not want to do this thing. And there's many things that I don't want to do that I
Trampolines,
do
we
willingly.
about that.
Unless he's in the mood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that's the thing.
When's the last time you've been to the beach?
We went last year. We went, like I said, we went to the boardwalk. When we first met, like we went at night. I'll go to the beach like at night. I don't like the hot sun. I don't like people. I don't like none of that stuff. and like that, but like that's just who I am. And I've been saying this. Yeah.
That's a lot of places.
It's literally just comprised of things that he does not like.
Yeah.
Sand,
and it's like
people,
salt water.
Hot. Yeah. No, I like the ocean. Like when the ocean, the little wet part get between your toes, that's just lit.
Nigga, so where are you gonna encounter the ocean that you'll like it?
No,
you just jump off a cruise ship.
I love those.
Chris is the only person we gotta bring the ocean to him. Like, how are we gonna do that?
That's friendship.
Chris could be the only nigga with a saltwater pool.
Bringing Chris a bottle of water. That's friendship. Got you.
Put some salt in it.
See, Chris, one day when I'm rich, I'm gonna get the beach entry pool just for you.
I thought James was gonna stop, and I'm gonna get the beach. James is gonna buy the beach.
If I can buy the beach, I'll buy the beach.
Wait, so question, Chris. So if you go on vacation with Marcy and you go to like a resort, would you go to the beach then?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Marcy,
that's the best. That's the best time to go to the beach.
This is how we.
I don't like the beach either, but I go to the beach in a resort.
Yeah, because
it's like that's what I'm saying. Beach in a different country type shit.
Yeah, that's different.
I mean,
that's better. I'm more.
It's like that's a story you definitely want to tell.
Yeah, that's like. Yeah,
but Jones Beach, I'm not really trying to go there.
She gets her fantasy fulfilled there.
Boom, but
yes,
like
she
the
will.
thing.
Probably.
But the thing is,
relax, James.
Yeah, but then like we
Chris,
also. It's also like a fucking pandemic going on still. Yeah. Like I'm not like I already don't like the beach, and you're trying to get me to go to the beach during a pandemic. I don't want to do it. I'm less inclined to do it now than I was before.
Yeah.
So it goes back to like, and it's like one of those things where I feel like you're not allowed to say no to do certain things
to your girl.
To your girl, because. Yeah, in general, because
it's true.
Especially if they're like constantly bringing it up, it definitely does start to make you feel like, oh, I'm being a bad boyfriend in this relationship.
Yeah,
like they really want to do it, but I really don't want to do it.
So I'll say, like, even like the reverse. It's like sometimes I will start to tell her about a show or a comic book. She'll straight up say, "All right, you can stop. I don't care," and I stop. Because, or I'll just read her body language and I'll see you don't care about this particular thing that I'm talking about, and then I just stop.
I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to that, I'm trying to work on that. When it comes,
work on what?
Push it.
Yeah. Work on which
push
part?
The issue.
Like, when I'm talking about something I like, and then I forget, like, damn, not everybody likes what I like, and then I'm enthusiastic about talking about, and then the other person doesn't really care.
Yeah. Like
I feel some type of way about it, but then like. But now I don't want to talk about anything ever again.
But to me, like when
you can't do that. You can't just be like, oh, we're.
Yeah. But then I remember it and I reel myself in and I'm like, all right.
You don't want to talk about basketball? I'm never talking to you about nothing.
But that's the thing about that too. It's like when that shit happens, you find the people that have the commonality, the common interest with you. I can't talk to her about Power Rangers. I could talk 18 years straight about Power Rangers. I have James. I got my friend Jimmy. I got all these other people that I could talk to about this one thing.
He knows I'm not on that list. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That we like. Yeah, it's just a thing. But
screw you, Marcell.
I'll listen. That I got no input. It's not really a conversation.
He's a good listener.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like sometimes it's just like I don't need somebody to listen. I want somebody that's also into this thing that I like. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll just read it and be into it by myself. Like I don't need you. But I feel like a lot of times you're just not allowed to say no. You're just not allowed to just say I don't want this thing, because then you get, I don't know, the guilt trip, for lack of a better term.
The only time it should be a problem is if there's a whole bunch of shit where you're just constantly saying no. Then it's just like, all right, well, clearly there's a discussion that needs to be had between the two of y'all, because you're into so many different things that you guys just don't line up on. Yeah, and that's an issue.
Yeah,
but
we have things that we both like. We have things that she put me onto. I have things that I put her onto.
Yeah, and there are just certain things that just don't line up, and that's just because you're human beings and you have different interests. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
But I definitely
don't they see it like coming from? Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I've been pressured to watch the Harry Potter movies quite a bit, and I'm just like, but I don't fuck with Harry Potter at all. I have no interest. And if I sit down and I have to watch like fucking 8 hours of movies that I don't like, I'm not gonna be fun to be around. The Harry Potter movies is long as shit, and there's a lot.
That's way more than 8 hours.
You'll be there for a minute, making it worse.
Yeah, see, but that's what I'm saying.
You're a Harry Potter watcher.
No.
I
hate when people do magic and they use wands. That alone makes me dislike it.
No, you went to Harry Potter World.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
that's like a physical thing that I'm in, and like I can enjoy being there in all of that shit. That's sitting down watching the movies. I'm good.
Yeah,
took you to see the play that cost me a fucking arm and a leg. I sat down. Right. I enjoyed that because I like plays. I like amusement parks. I found the things where it's like, here's what you like and here's what I like, and they combine. I really like movies. These are bad movies, and it's about something I don't like. I'm gonna hate this. Let's just not do that one.
See, I like vacation. I like resorts. I'll go to the beach then. I hate people. I hate Long Island, Far Rockaway, Brooklyn, the Bronx, beaches.
You like outside, like you hate
everybody
outside.
should.
That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah, like it's just not fun to me.
I will pay to see Chris frolic in a different country on a beach.
So you just want to do Chris frolic, son.
I will. We're
gonna take a podcast.
I will start a GoFundMe for that.
Yeah, like it's just not.
Don't make me do it.
No, do it.
Please do it.
Like, fuck, free vacation? What the fuck? Like, yeah.
We're taking a podcast trip to Mexico. We'll see them there.
That would actually help me out. Like, do it.
Free trip, thanks.
Yeah, but as far as like Marcell was talking about, it's like you're not allowed to be vulnerable. I will say that as harsh and as or stubborn or whatever that I am, I'll talk about anything with anybody. I'll talk about like I feel like I'm more one of the reasonable, approachable people to speak to about anything, as far as like it comes to like my relationship, friends, and all this stuff. And the way you get around that is that you got to stop. That's why I was like the whole Will Smith thing. It doesn't read weird to me. It doesn't feel like off or cringy and stuff like that, because I feel like he's just a person that doesn't give a shit. I was like, the best thing you could be is self-aware. If you don't care what other people think, you don't care what other people do, and you just focus on the shit that's going around you, then cool, whatever. I feel like I'm the same way. I was like, I can tweet about cartoons and fucking comic books and all this other stuff that's not deemed cool and say that, oh, I don't know anything about sports, because I don't care if anybody thinks, oh, I'm less cool than you. You're not a real man because you think. No, that doesn't affect me.
Who the fuck is the cool police?
And a lot of people.
A lot of
like that's what I'm saying.
That
like,
are out here trying to portray themselves one way so that the cool police doesn't come get them.
Yeah,
not realizing that that's not a thing.
It's the same people that I talk that I'm saying that are into all these things and that I care and just try to be like the coolest, flyest, suavest dude that are talking to themselves in DMs and all that stuff. So it's just like, why would I want to be cool, quote unquote, like you when I can just be stress free and like the things that I actually like and enjoy till its fullest extent?
I feel like,
what are you going to do? What are you going to do to me for liking this thing? Like, I have a Squirtle tattoo. That is the least cool thing about my chest says Hakuna Matata. Like, do you think I care about what anybody thinks about me?
Literally, the worst thing they could do is not follow you. That's about it.
Yeah, that's it. The worst thing.
Cares?
The worst thing you could do to me is try to beat me up. Emphasis on the try to beat me up. Do it.
It always just boils down to like, I'll fight you though.
But this nigga just wants to fight. Like, who's gonna fight you for a Squirtle tattoo?
I want to try. Now I want to try.
But that's what I'm saying.
Try to beat him up for a Squirtle tattoo?
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like you got people out here that want to put their toxic masculinity and all that stuff. And I was like, yo, if that's the route you want to go ahead, go for it. Go for it. My toxic against your toxic. Let's see who wins. When I'm over here minding my business and just not bothering nobody off of the things that I like, and then you want to try to put me down or just try to like poke your chest out at me, see what happens.
Yo, that verse is crazy.
Yeah, I'll cave your fucking chest in. Like that's it.
I like it.
So it's just like, so it's the same thing with Will. It's like I don't care. Like, I'll be vulnerable as I want. I cry in front of my girl if I want. I have before. Like it's
we all have.
There's nothing weird about that.
Yeah, like, because what do you want to know about me? What do you like? That's what I'm saying. Anybody can ask me any question in the world. I have no problem answering it.
That's the thing that people gotta realize. This isn't the first conversation Will and Jada had. Like, they had like that emotional in the house talk about this shit. Like, this was for us. We don't know why they gave it to us, but this is for us.
No, I could say that's also for them, because there comes a point in time if you let the outside and all that stuff infiltrate your home, which it does, whether you want it to or not, it can poison your thoughts a little bit. Like, why do you think Jada had to go find herself emotionally? Like, you can have as many conversations and try different things you want in the home, but after a while, in order to have that journey and learn new things about yourself, you got to go out there, and whether you like it or not, you are a public figure. So no matter what, while you're on your journey, that stuff is going to come into your home, and it will affect it. You can't have like a side dude or just like to test the waters privately when you're Jada Pinkett Smith. That's just not going to happen. That when you live your whole life in front of the cameras, it's just not going to happen. So at the end of the day, I do feel like it was for them. No matter what, that shit was for them.
As long as it was for them and not for
I don't know why they'd be doing that for anyone other than them anyway.
Nah, because a lot of people do it for
that is true
instead of them.
But again,
that's what I hope. That's what it would make it less. Me look at it as less cringeworthy if they did it for them genuinely and not for us. Because fuck about none of this. Like, I didn't need to know that information.
No, I did. Work has been that boring, dog. Like, I got nothing going on right now. Emails is dry. James got me editing 217 photos.
Yo, that's a fact. I really do.
Like, that shit is boring. I need some excitement. I'm not going to the beach. I need some excitement in my life.
I was sitting there and I watched it and I was just like, oh, there ain't nothing spicy in here. Like, I didn't really need to sit down and watch this. It's cool though.
Yeah, it's just a little spice, and that's the thing too for everybody. Like I said, all the people putting out these jokes and all these people putting out these memes and said, "Oh, I'm looking for an entanglement" and all that stuff. There were signs that they were kind of like fucked up relationship wise before this. And again, being self-aware, I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody emotionally and all that stuff, but you can kind of see when you don't gel. You can kind of see red flags are there. Everybody chooses to acknowledge or ignore red flags. And a lot of the time, they choose to ignore the red flags due to their own insecurities and because they don't talk to themselves in their car on their way to work every morning like I do. Start talking to yourself.
Gotta give yourself a pep talk.
Start figuring out what makes you tick.
It's like,
listen, Lou.
It's when you look at those dudes that be in girls' DMs, they be giving themselves, they be giving themselves pep talks in girls' DMs. Like,
yeah, word.
For
that's
years.
What I'm saying.
Yo, the funny. The funniest ones be the ones where when girls screenshot them and it's like 2015 through 2020, they've been talking to themselves.
That's exactly what I saw the other day.
It's for 5 years.
And the thing is, they all the cool guy and all this stuff. It always starts off so strange. I want to make you my wife. You don't know my last name. You want to make me your what is?
You don't know.
How do you know
period.
I'm not crazy?
How you know
Yeah,
I'm not
like-
how you know I'm not a serial killer and I just never got bagged?
Bitch, how you know I'm not a Power Ranger? Bitch, I was just what the hell? Just,
If you became a girl, she ended up being a Power Ranger. That might be a win.
Nigga, bitch, I got stuff to do. What, like,
I got stuff to do.
bitch, I'm trying to save the world. You over here talking about being in love. The fuck? Stupid.
Yo, random thought since you pulled out your dragon dagger.
Oh, this can't go nowhere good.
I wish I would have
Dragon
racked
dagger.
up. I wish I would have racked up on stuff like he did because I be looking at the prices online. Them shits are mad expensive now.
Yeah, and I'm never selling these.
Saba is mad expensive. The dragon dagger's mad expensive. What else you got? You got a bunch of other shit that's like even the morphers are mad expensive.
What?
Yo,
Wait, that's it? That's as far as that shit goes? I thought it extended further.
nah, that's
That's what she
it.
said.
Wow, wow. Yo,
Sorry to hear that, Lou.
Yo, if she says that, I'm walking out.
Hey, how much you think Zord insurance is?
Zord
Maybe
insurance.
It's sentient. Like ain't no insurance.
It depends.
It's outside your zip code.
There's got to be some maintenance on that
Who do
motherfucker.
we gotta pay, Zordon?
Probably.
Yeah.
Zord,
Zordon's the
come
flu
through
of the Power Ranger
with a long
universe.
ass receipt like you. So remember that time y'all lost a leg and the Green Ranger just popped up inside your head? Yeah, that maintenance
About
was
10
a little
racks.
Circuit board was fried.
like
Son,
coming out of
those
your $0 you get paid to be a Power Ranger.
Those are all foreign parts. Like they ain't no
Yeah.
They are.
Parts and labor's gonna be a motherfucker, bro.
word,
man.
especially when you got Alpha doing all of the work.
yeah.
Ay, 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 ay.
He got no
Hammer
movement in his
properly.
joints. Nigga got no movement in his joints. Talk about you go do maintenance.
Yeah, but
No, we're gonna have a talk one day about how trash Alpha was as a robot.
Leave
think-
Alpha out of this, all right?
I think that's the conversation. He sucks. Like, I don't-
Yeah. His personality was great. Just he sucked. All right.
Nah, I just can't front. I hated the
trash too.
I hated the Turbo Alpha. That nigga was
Just a-
trash.
It's just a glorified
It was-
Benson.
It was Alpha with a lightning bolt.
Nigga got a
That was
tattoo,
it, right?
Alpha.
Yeah.
He's got a little personality. That's about it.
That was
Alpha 5.
Rosie
Oh wait, no, I know what
O'Donnell's
you're talking
Alpha.
about. Yeah, they switched up his voice. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, like they gave it like a Rosie O'Donnell effect on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Don't know about
Um,
that.
That's a different discussion though.
Yeah.
Still a
Put
trash.
Rosie on my O'Donnell.
What were we left off? We were talking about accountability.
Yeah.
Accountability. Kind of.
Yo, all night, bro.
What?
like just one time, get it right.
That's what she said.
Nah, I don't know. This whole thing is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But bless
It was a
Let
cool
me be
distraction, though.
I'm sorry.
I guess we need a distraction in these times, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a decent one. It got us through the weekend, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause what else am I gonna talk about? Fucking focus on Kanye West trying to run for president.
Birthday
that-
party.
Doubling down on nonsense.
That whole thing. That's what I
Coming
heard.
through with a
Is,
birthday cake to the White House. This is bullshit.
what I heard is that he can't even run because everything is closed.
Yeah.
That's what
the
I was
thing.
saying.
He don't
the
know
other week.
that.
Like,
It's like he could kind of, but like it's no. It's like you'd be wasting your time if you attempted.
And money.
but that's the thing. Can he have his name on a ballot in November?
I don't
In
think
some states.
Yeah,
But like,
that's the thing.
the way the electoral college works out, there's no point.
That it can still hurt us,
But like
even
I
if
think it was
it is
Marcell
some states.
that
Oh,
said-
like
What the fuck?
I know what you mean. I don't think it's. I mean, it'll probably be like a little chunk, but I don't think it'll be significant.
But a little
Just-
chunk could go a long
A little
way.
chunk is
just like
a long
Marcell,
way.
I think it was Marcell that said this is all publicity for his new album, and I think
Of
that's
course.
all this literally
It is for sure.
So So basically, I think last week he did a interview with Forbes, and they asked him like a whole bunch of questions, and they spoke about like, oh, what are your feelings on like on abortion. And then he was like, he believes Planned Parenthoods have been placed inside cities by white supremacists to do the devil's work.
They actually have been. That is
they have
an actual thing.
Right. So the first Planned Parenthood that was put up was in Brownsville, Brooklyn, by a white supremacist lady in like 19.
And it was put there in order to reduce our population. They just are putting it in predominantly black areas.
Right. But there's two sides to that story, right? Mm-hmm. There's deeper there's
criminal link.
Yeah, not even that. Like, yeah, you can say that, but Planned Parenthood does a lot more than that. They do STD testing.
It's evolved quite a bit from what its original intention was.
Exactly.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Yeah, it evolved like,
I've been in the building. They do
the way you said it, though. No. This is the way you said it.
He's alive. He's in the room. Let's go. Let's relax, guys.
No, like,
I went to go get vitamins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like they do STD testing. They do like
fucking helpful.
So it's just like you said, it's evolved a lot since its inception. But you just coming out and just saying that without explaining, I guess, both sides is damaging.
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
He does a lot of that. He does a lot of saying things, but never like explaining what he means by saying this, or like telling you what his intention is behind saying this. He just says shit and then keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
And gets mad at the backlash.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, you didn't understand we didn't understand because you didn't try and make us understand.
Yeah, you didn't explain. You just said it.
It's like he speaks in tweets almost.
Yeah.
Where it's also like, here's the sentence, but like there's context behind it that I'm just not going to give you for whatever reason.
The perfect example is always that Van Lathan clip where he just stops, and then Kanye doesn't know what to do. Like, oh, fuck, somebody's challenging me. So it's like, he's not used to that shit.
Exactly. So it's like if Van never stepped in and said anything when he said slavery was a choice, which is something else I'm going to get back to in a second.
Nuts.
Then that whole idea, that whole thing could have trickled down to so many other idiotic people where a lot of, and that's the thing, what I feel like a lot of Kanye fans do. The only backing they have to the stupid shit that he says is that, he made college dropout and late registration. That has nothing to do with the things that he is saying that affect the people.
At
like
all.
I don't care.
These are two separate things.
I don't care what art you make. Just because you make something that sounds good and you make a masterpiece doesn't mean I'm going to let you say anything on a platform that affects me and people that look like me. Right? Like, I don't understand the caping for Kanye, especially in a time like this, right? R. Kelly was considered one of the greatest R&B acts of multiple generations. Where is he now? Because why?
Jail, prison.
Yeah, you gonna call that? You're still gonna cape for him, knowing the shit that he's done? No. You want to know why? Because it's harmful. And the acts that he's done harmed people and hurt people that not only look like you, it's just because it was wrong. And it's gross. The things Kanye's saying is just wrong. It's ignorant to an extent. It's harmful.
It's irresponsible.
It's just ignorant. Irresponsible. It's he also goes on to and this is something like that goes on to how I feel like in general. Where he was, they asked him on voting. He said he has never voted in his life.
That made sense to me. That Kanye saying that.
It's that he's also talking about another thing that he does that I grew up Catholic, right? Like I grew up in the Catholic Church. I have my own views and all that stuff on that. I don't like how politicians and all that stuff try to use God to get votes and all that stuff, because we live in the United States. We have multiple religions. We have multiple people, but you guys keep trying to push just one religion onto people, and it comes off. It's just weird. It's not like
into the audience.
Like,
really, all it is just like, I support Christian beliefs. You're Christian, so you support me now, and that's really all it is.
Yeah,
and like they just do that shit every time, and when it doesn't have anything to do with actual politics.
Exactly. Like there should be a separation of church and state, or there is a separation of church and state for a reason. So stop preaching to me about God and all that. One God, one kind of God. When you have other people in of other religions in multiple layers of society, like it just doesn't. Just
so happens that Catholics are religion of the majority, so they're gonna keep for the majority.
Man, suck my balls.
To those people, like they don't care about the other religions and the other people. They don't.
Lewis.
you keep at me aggressive. I don't know what to do.
No, it wasn't to you though. It wasn't to you though.
Yeah, I got a defensive one real quick.
It wasn't to you. He was talking about the people.
Yeah, I am the people.
But yeah, it's just dumb.
And then wait, nigga said Lewis, like when Doja Cat said Russell.
That's exactly what I was doing.
I will fuck you. No, thank you.
Don't tell Blue with a good time.
No, God.
I show you Gazelle with TZs.
I don't want to see this nigga frolic anywhere.
He said the Gazelle gonna make you guzzle. Oh man.
Oh.
The Gazelle Guzzler.
What a chance. Somebody tell me what Chance did.
Big Bang Fool. Hey, that's the name of the episode, Lou.
What's the name of the episode?
Gazelle Guzzler.
It's a long episode. I hate y'all.
But damn, what else I was gonna say? Oh, so after that interview, his family came out and also said that he had an episode. As we know.
We were just like, we could tell.
We saw it.
Which family? The Kardashians.
I didn't like this episode.
Clan?
Season going left.
That's
really his only family.
That's the weirdest thing about all of this. When you speak about Kanye's family now, who do you automatically think of?
It's Kardashians.
The Kardashians.
Courtney.
The West
just doesn't have a support system, and he has it ever since things started to go downhill for him. Yeah, that was like the moment where you started to notice a change in him, and over time, like nothing has happened to correct that. And there have been enough people that used to be in his camp that have said similar things like, I started to notice that he was acting differently and like I just couldn't get through to him. So I distanced myself, which is what you should do. And now he's in a situation where he's surrounded by a whole bunch of people that honestly couldn't give a fuck about helping him anyway.
He's surrounded by a bunch of enablers, honestly.
And that's the thing that bugs me out the most. Again, with these people, fans, people close to him and all that stuff. Kanye just came off the longest run. And all the people that are coming out now and saying, I would vote for him, support him, blah, blah, blah. You can look up their tweets. You could type in Kanye West. You could type in the rapper or entertainer's name, MAGA Kanye West. And you can find their tweets of when he was going on the Trump stuff, when they were saying he was in a sunken place, when he said slavery was a choice, all these things. It wasn't that long ago.
No.
It wasn't that long ago. And the thing that bugs me out the most is that Kanye has an illness, right? It's an illness that's very important that should be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone around him should be pushing him to be in the spotlight and to push him in probably one of the most stressful positions in the world during coming off one of the most stressful presidency terms that I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like you have to step back and look at it in its totality, where it's just like, his wife, his thing, like it's just not, it's irresponsible.
Tell him that it's not a good idea.
Like,
it'd be cool if he had this under control. Because if he had a grip on this, then it's just like, all right, cool. You know how to go about doing whatever it is you need to do while also dealing with the sickness. But from what we've seen in recent years,
he unfortunately
all
does
over
not
the place with it.
Yeah,
But he doesn't
like,
have a grip on it.
That ties into like people saying like, oh, you could do anything you want to do what you did. Yeah, you can, but there's certain things that certain people should not do. Like, you gotta think about it. Like you said, being
James
the president,
should not be an astronaut.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to be an astronaut, but would that be a great idea?
Will crash his whole planet into the sun.
Exactly.
Just to see if he could.
Just to see if he could.
He'll be the only dude with hydraulics on a spaceship.
Exactly.
That'd be kind of lit on little takeoff.
So it's like
enable him.
Like being a president is like literally one of the most stressful jobs in the world, if not the.
Yeah.
So politicians that have been politicians for half of their life are stressed as hell. Imagine if you go in there not a politician.
Look at Obama, who was like was he the youngest or one of the youngest presidents that we've had?
One of the
youngest presidents.
I think the youngest
definitely
was
one of.
I think the youngest was JFK. I think
that was in politics for a very long time as a senator, right?
Yeah,
he came in as the first black president of the United States. Just that context alone can let you know what kind of stress you're looking for. Look how much from the beginning of his first term to now, the 8 years later, how stressed and how he came out of that position, right? You can say that he has a good support system. He had Marcell. A speaker.
Oh, my fault. I'm wrong. The youngest president was Theodore Roosevelt at 42.
But all right, so top five.
Well, he was
top five
too.
youngest. Yeah. You can say that like Obama had like a strong support system and all that stuff,
right?
With Marcell, but I can't say that he hasn't had his rough days. That he wasn't driven to the edge most days, and was faced with a lot of like turmoil and decision making and ultimatums and all of these things to please the people as a whole. Mm-hmm. As of recent, I can't say Kanye has tried to cater to people as a whole, specifically black people, his core audience, the people who got him to where it was. Well, now it's just like majority white people.
Yeah, his core now is white, but he started off with a black audience. Yeah, you started off with the black audience and all that stuff, and now look at where you are, man. And just to know that you're in this unfortunate situation that you didn't ask for, as far as like your brain and the chemistry of your brain and all that stuff knows. You look at the nonsense you had to deal with TMZ. You think you can handle the press and all that stuff?
Nah.
World.
Do you think he actually thinks he can perform well in a presidential debate? But against someone that has a policy, just one policy, one policy.
Instead of coming,
I'm just gonna stand here and yell
all these like bizarre statements and all that stuff. I can't.
Whoa,
I can't say that.
Like, imagine one of those rants, like,
oh god,
a fucking debate, like, dog, what?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, okay,
and
Kanye.
We still, what would you do about unemployment? Walt Disney.
Yeah. And that's when your family should step in, dog. Like that's when you're and they just refuse to, because they're just like attention like mongerers. Like they just hoard in and manipulate and all this stuff, and it sucks. It sucks. Also, and I'm not saying that people with bipolar disorder are incapable, right?
No, not at all.
Of holding a seat in politics, right? That high. But just look at how the people around Kanye West specifically are irresponsible, right? Mm-hmm. With not giving him the care that he needs. And I feel like he deserves being such a prominent person in our culture. Imagine the people that he would have in his cabinet.
It's like GLC and Kid Cudi.
Like imagine, look
Virgil Kid Cudi as the Secretary of Defense.
Virgil will definitely be in the cabinet.
What, he just gonna hum to Iran? Like it's just gonna but all right. So look at all the controversy we had with Russia interfering with our elections, all that stuff. You're telling me that all I need to do is to get Kanye to sway a certain way is to change up his meds a little bit, maybe hide him, take him away, make him think that he took him when he didn't,
make him have a conversation with Sway,
give him a bunch. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Like politicians themselves, even the people within your own cabinet could be pieces of shit. A lot of them are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna manipulate you. They're gonna get in your head. And for someone that doesn't have like a straightforward thinking a lot of the time, to no fault of his own, that just seems like a lot. And it would suck. Like I can't think of my girlfriend putting me in situations like that would fuck with my head. I just don't see it. And that's where it's just like, I don't care what people say about Kim and her prison reform. It's a great thing that she's doing, right? They're using her celebrity to help people and all that stuff. That is great. But I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about her taking care of her husband who wants to take care of us and all that stuff. And right now, I don't see Kanye taking care of us. I don't see Kim trying to help Kanye who wants to take care of us, because all of this antics and all of this stuff affects me. And that's the shit that makes me scared. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what album he made. I don't care what fucking album he made.
I mean, that shouldn't matter. If
it has nothing to do with
voting for a president.
But for some reason, it does. I'm sick of these fucking celebrities. If you want to be president, that should be written down. If you want to be president, you have to have some type of prerequisite in politics. I'm sorry.
Enough. You've got to have a political background to be a politician
For a couple years, at least 10 years.
You see what happened?
College course, something.
You see what happened? Like,
there's got to be like entry level politics that you got to start at.
Yeah,
he's never even said he voted. What? So what?
If you ask him about how politics works and like the voting system, he'd probably be like, I don't know nothing about that. But what I do know is, whoa, Disney.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So Warhol. The thing about this is that people are voting for a person that has no political background, no real political agenda, probably doesn't know how politics works for the most part, which means you're going to go inside that room and you're going to talk to the people around you who have their own agendas, who have their own background in politics, and you're going to be able to be easily swayed by them. They're going to feed you information and you're going to get up on that stand and you're going to regurgitate that information, and it's probably going to come across wrong, contradictory, hypocritical. It's going to come off confusing and all that stuff. That sounds like Trump. That sounds like Trump.
Exactly.
Same thing.
It's just same.
We're having the worst possible time with him, because every day it's just like, here's a bunch of misinformation that a lot of really stupid people are just gonna follow because I am white. They are white. I don't like people that aren't white, and neither do they. Nah.
The country's
like, bro,
the country's barely making it out of this term. Imagine 4 years with Kanye following this.
Imagine another 4 with Trump, bro.
Crazy. So but like again, like they're saying that he can't even join. So shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
I just want to know
everyone that's in support of it. I'm just kind of like, what are you doing? Why?
It's dumb. And the thing is, people, anytime that I've heard the conversation go on and you're just like, no, you're so what are you gonna do? Vote for Biden? Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, he's
not
best
Trump.
Possible candidate that we have currently.
Yeah.
Do I want him? No. Does he creep me out? Absolutely.
Yes. Does he concern me? Yes.
Will he salvage the rest of this country? Yes.
I don't know. It's going to do a lot less damage.
It's going to be way better after, unfortunately.
What I would like is to bottle up this jar of white supremacy that has been opened and just pushed onto the thing. And that trickles up to Trump. And that's my whole thing. I don't know anything about politics either. My main concern in life is how the shit that the guy up top says, not God, Trump, I could see how that would be misconstrued. Yeah. How that trickles down and affects my life. There are way too many white supremacists. There are way too many fucking.
They came out the woodwork
because when they came out like fucking termites.
Because when he said in 2016, 2015, whenever he was on when he said "Make America Great Again" and then dropped the hats, niggas thought Jim Crow was coming back, and
niggas lined up like a Supreme drop.
Niggas thought, they thought segregation was coming back. They thought black people was gonna have to sit in the back of the bus.
Mhm.
They thought
It's-
like all that shit was coming
We
back.
don't even ride buses no more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same. It's the
Well-
same thing. It's the same thing when Obama became president. People thought they was going to get reparations. People thought he was going
That's
to get
true.
white slaves. We thought we was going to like be the top of the top. We thought we was going to be Wakanda.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think we were gonna have white slaves.
Yeah. I hope
That's
I hope
wild.
no one thought that, but I'm sure someone did. I don't want proof, Chris. Please don't.
Look at Chris. Look at Chris.
Don't.
I was gonna say earlier, like my whole thing is I want to know where
Wait,
went
was
wrong,
Chris about
'cause
to show us his white slave?
I don't know what.
Come here, Billy Bob.
Daryl?
Cletus.
I was saying I don't know where they go wrong for Kanye because like as much as I want to disagree with him, as far as like his recent antics, like I feel like last year or so he was in a better place. I don't know if
No,
it
he
was
wasn't.
like
he
the
just said the slavery.
no.
was
I'm talking about like him as far as like getting away from the media and not saying much and kind of like working on his brand, going to his fucking ranch and shit. Yeah, he gave us 4 shitty albums with 7 tracks each. That's about the only thing or noise he made. But he was getting there where he was like okay, and then this happened.
I feel
No, he
like
wasn't.
I feel
He
like
wasn't.
that.
That's what I'm
For me,
saying.
he was.
I'm sorry, Jen. Timeline wise, in media, we think because so many things have happened in media, it was not that long ago. It like the comments and all that stuff.
That was
It
about
wasn't
like
that long ago.
2 years ago, which isn't
Yeah, but
really
I said the last year or
No.
so. That's what I
When
said.
did he say slavery was a choice?
That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was still at Midtown when he said that.
He's been pretty quiet for the last year.
Oh yeah, all right. 218, but he still had. It was still going around with the MAGA hats and all that stuff. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe
Yeah.
that actual interview was 2018, but up until
About
last year,
he was kind of quiet.
the
But
Yeah.
the hat
even
was still on. Moving
even
around.
with him being quiet last year, 2 years, not a long time.
Yeah, no.
It was still really recent.
I'm just talking
None
about
of that shit has
he
just
was
been, like-
kind of on the right track to like just kind of disappear and being Kanye without being in the media, but then like I'm running for president. Like what the
Yeah,
fuck?
and then he did that, and it's just like, all right, well,
It's and the whole thing. You guys want to talk about the whole thing with like Chance? When you put it inside the group chat today, I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about,
right.
so I went to go look it up, and basically Chance, I think more or less was doing everything that a lot of us do, where it's just like, well, not a lot of us, a lot of people have been doing, where it's just like, oh, if I had to choose between Kanye and Biden, I'm gonna choose Kanye because Biden is a pervert old man and he's not all Democrats. Black people think all Democrats are good. There's just a different kind of evil and stuff like that. Where it's just like, yeah, you're right. He is. But when you talk about a better chance,
Mhm.
that's not even a pun. When you talk about having a better chance of making a change, you're going to go with the guy that has the political background.
right,
Yeah.
the guy that has policies that he's proposed.
Yeah, like
At least
Where they-
one.
at
Just
least
one.
one. At least one. At least
one.
At least a
That's all we
guy
want.
who you can say, at least a guy who's already a vice president. At least
He's been
just-
through it.
he's been
Right?
through something, whether you like it or not. Whether you liked Obama or not, he picked the guy. And if we can just get him, if we could just get Biden to have a running mate that has some sense,
Right.
that's because that's still the hope. We're still hoping for that. A
Or to
running
listen
mate
to the other Democrats that
Yeah.
make sense and just
that
like,
makes sense,
you know,
then we have a better chance.
because
than
politics
him.
don't boil down
Yeah.
to president says,
Yeah,
yo, let's
it's-
go. It's,
Exactly. It's not a dictatorship.
we want someone that's going to listen to the people that make sense. Kanye doesn't listen to anyone, neither does Trump. You see how Biden becomes the best possible option. The guy that's just
all
like,
I'm
well,
saying.
what are we talking about here? That's all we need. That guy.
That's all I'm saying. That's it. And again, I don't know
Also,
much
stop
about
getting
politics.
so close to children, please.
Yeah,
Sweet.
that- we can address that as well in time. But I just want to live, dog. That's it. I just want to.
Trump and Kanye are not the way to live.
I just
Definitely
want to
not.
live. So like, Chance came
Another
out,
term of Trump is going to turn the whole fucking country into a sundown town, and I'm not doing that.
So Chance being from Chicago and all that stuff. Obviously, he has a relationship with Kanye West and all
Loves that
stuff.
man to death.
Yeah, And I can understand why at one point how you develop that admiration for Kanye West, because we're dealing with a whole different person than we are now.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
It's
I mean, he's not going to help because of that.
It's not like he's determining his entire relationship with Kanye off this into the Kanye of last 2 years. And Chance is someone, he's an activist. He's been heavy into politics, like growing up, like due to his dad and all
Got
that
his
stuff.
first laptop from Obama.
And when I hear Chance,
That's a flex.
when I heard Chance tweeting,
It was old.
he actually worded his thoughts really well and his concerns and his beliefs. And from his perspective, he thought Kanye would be able to give us that, being a black man, more over Biden.
The thing that I'll say for sure, like when I proposed this as like a subtopic within this topic, I was reading it as Chance is saying goofy shit. But as I kept going and the conversation kept happening, Chance was having that conversation with people, and his views and opinions were changing as information and other opinions and views were being brought to him. And then Terry Crews came in and he was just like, oh yeah, I was all the way wrong. If he agrees, I know I'm fucking up. My fault.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. That's like the fastest internet growth I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like
sometimes it really is that simple. It's just actually listening.
It really is to people. So I will even say that on a public space, Chance has given me more insight to policy and change and things that are on his mind than Kanye has.
That's also true.
So just the way you say things, the way you explain,
that's nuts. I didn't think
word
about
things, and you think about it. Kanye's done full interviews. He's popped up places. Chance did it in a matter of tweets. Those 280 characters we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He did it in a matter. You can fully grasp where he was coming from on that. Where Kanye, it seems
probably
to be more
got
erratic.
some no name. No name probably hit him on the side real quick, like, yo, my man's shut that down.
Now he just stepped outside and a book just hit him in the face.
He was like, okay, I got you. My fault.
No Name throws books like boomerangs. She don't have batarangs. She got
boomerangs.
Hit him in the head with knowledge.
Hit him with head with knowledge. Name of her new EP. But yeah,
That
man,
sounds terrible.
it's just a fright. It's just a frightening thing. It just sucks, bro.
Son, everything right now is kind of frightening.
Everything about this sucks. It's trash. Y'all heard about the
Here comes some other frightening thing. Oh man,
the racist shooter we got here in Valley Stream?
Excuse me?
is it the dudes that live next door to that black lady and they're just like sitting outside with the guns and shit?
Yeah. So there's this registered nurse in Valley Stream, and she has a 3-year-old daughter. And she bought like this house like 2 years ago. And for the longest time, her neighbors have been trying to get her out by like throwing feces on her lawn, dead squirrels, like human feces. Like who even bags that up? Like, do you just poop straight into the bag? Do you fish it out the bowl? It's weird.
They're not just like straight palming it and
Just,
like,
I don't know.
Hook shot. I don't want to be involved with.
Yeah, like it's crazy. And it's popped up yesterday where you would see them in like the backyard with like guns, and not even just like pistols. I'm talking just like military type guns.
They had ARs.
yeah, they had assault rifles.
What's their background like in terms
White.
of no, not
Old and
not
white.
culturally. No, like what do
They got
do?
military?
They be racist, James.
No,
That's all I know. That's all I know.
One time James wants to be
who
serious.
knows what I'm trying to ask?
I'm saying the one time James is serious, Chris is.
I was being serious too. That's what they do. They just be racist. Because they said that they did it to the previous homeowner as well. I don't know what they do for work.
So what's their plan here?
Scare her off. Like they were saying things that would have their friends come and spit on her property. She said that someone came to her house at 3 a.m. with a blowtorch. And this is Valley Stream, New York. Like this is right
Yeah, it's down the street.
Technically, they're supposed to get arrested in this time for spitting on somebody's property. That's
They said they can't make an arrest unless like someone
Someone gets harmed.
injured.
Yep. She said she's contacted the village and Nassau police.
So it's basically, unless they kill you, we can't do anything.
So
Good
my
luck.
thing is, so these guys don't want they don't want a black person, or they don't want a person.
Wouldn't it be
of color to live-
trespassing?
You got to go inside, I think.
You gotta go, yeah.
Like she
But
has
like-
cameras. Dog,
Really?
she has cameras that caught them throwing feces and all that stuff on the lawn. Nothing's happened.
But
She took it to the village court and won $5,000, but that doesn't do anything for your safety.
But my thing is, like, these guys don't want a person of color to live next door. So buy a white person the house then. Find one of your friends that needs the house when it was for sale and buy it for them since you don't want somebody of color to live
but like the thing about that, which makes me so confused about Valley Stream, is like, this lady's not bothering you. It's the fact that she's living next to you. But then my thing is, how do you maneuver through Valley Stream, through Elmont, through Rosedale, through like all these other neighborhoods? Like, I just how? Who's on the other side? Who's on the other side living? Who's living on the other side of you? Who's living across the street? Who's living down the road? Who's living around the block? Who's your mailman? Who's your delivery person? Like,
and the funny thing is,
they swear they run the world, and that's the thing.
But the thing is, if she was a licensed and a gun owner and she had her guns out, that would be a problem.
Yeah. And like everyone was saying, like, well, she should get a gun. And she was like, well, I don't want to get a gun. I have a 3-year-old.
I have
daughter.
a 3-year-old. Yeah, exactly. So
and then I saw some people saying, like, oh, well, then whatever happens to her is on her. I'm just, the fuck is wrong with you?
What does that mean?
You end up here, you fucking idiot.
Like, who's gonna like? Let's look at it. Who's gonna really win that in general? You got a white guy that owns a guns, military issue guns, and then you got a black woman that owns a gun. It's like, who's gonna win that one?
Yeah, she has a pistol. He's just walking around with an AR-15.
And just the background of it. She's just a nurse. A single mother, a nurse who just wants to take care of her child.
Just wants to live. Like,
Did you guys see the long ass note she had to put on her door?
On her door, yeah.
Like, it's on her door, her fence. ABC News came to her house yesterday, but I read the article. This didn't give you any more information than Thing did. The only other thing that I could say is just, call up, put, just activate the sleeper soldiers. Like, that's like, like, come on, man. Y'all talking about taking care of the neighborhood, looking out for each other, gang banging on all these things, man. I know niggas been waiting all quarantine to bust them guns. You have been busting fireworks, all this stuff. Go help shorty out, man.
Yeah. Just tell her, turn your cameras off tonight.
Nah, just says, here's some money. Go down to the hotel, to the little the Hilton and all that stuff for the night. Like, whatever, we'll take care of this.
Yo, I'm telling you, this presidency reactivated or activated like all this dumb shit, bro. Like, brought it to the forefront.
Froggy out here.
Yeah, like what's wrong with you? And but to those type of people, black people are cowards and blah blah. Look at you picking a fight with a woman,
with a single mother,
nurse.
They don't even bother you.
Mother and has a 3-year-old
whose job is to help people stay alive. Like,
probably help your dumbass.
Yeah,
if you show up to work, she's gonna
do everything in her power. Well, she's just like, all right, cool, I got you, but like she can't go home and just live peacefully. I do want to say that there's going to be a protest on Thursday that starts at the Valley Stream station, and they're going to march to her house. So if anyone listening wants to go, if it's out in time for people to show up, just Google that, because I don't have all of the exact information. I was trying to look it up while we were talking about it, but yeah.
March in them niggas' house. March on their face.
Definitely stand on their lawn.
Stand on them. Stand on them.
Definitely proceed with caution.
Stand on their chest.
With somebody with an AR also.
What's that one group that was out there marching the other week? That had that cool ass name?
The Black Panthers?
No, but it wasn't the Black Panthers.
I don't know what you're talking
thought it was the Black Panthers.
If Lewis would have said, I'd have left. That'd have been the end of the episode for me.
You thought it was the BPs? You thought it was the BPs?
I put it in a group chat. They had like
the
a cool ass name.
Los Angeles, the Nakers? Los Angeles Lakers.
No, not the
No, I
The
don't
Lakers.
know.
Pornhub
Oh.
back shots.
The Pornhub back
I
shots.
don't like what's he.
The Washington back shots. Yeah.
Right. That's what it was.
Washington back shots.
I don't know.
Come on, Lou, find it, Lou.
What's next on the docket while I find it?
Yeah.
That's
We
all I got.
staying
There's
right here
nothing.
till you find it, Lou.
Nigga, son, this is about to be 3 hours. I'm not listening to this episode. It's fucking
You
stupid.
never do.
Never do. I played the first 5 minutes just to get the
Skim
stream
through it.
You heard about that? You heard about that one NBA player that got to go in quarantine because they tried to get delivery food?
Oh,
was
yeah.
funny. That was funny.
Yo, what's up with this whole NBA bubble thing? It's July.
Yeah,
And
I
they
need-
playing what, 2 weeks?
I need
August?
James to explain the bubble to me because all I've seen is them eating very sad meals.
And vending machine food. Someone
Yeah.
They
bring
eat
J.R.
granola
Smith.
bars and 2 shrimp.
Yeah, someone
Whoa.
bring J.R. Smith a bottle of Hennessy, please. He needs it.
Don't worry, he snuck it into the bubble.
And the shirt, he still has not worn one since they won that championship.
So
Like
this
someone.
this season is gonna end in December, and so it's gonna start. I think the season starts at the end of this month, I want to say, and it's gonna go into December. And basically, right now they're testing they're gonna be testing all the players every 2 days, but since players have been arriving to camp, like a few of them have been actually testing positive for it.
Like
Russell Westbrook today. So they're
Oh,
gonna,
word.
yeah, if it happens, they go into quarantine, and then they have the physicians like look after them, and then if everything goes well,
It's like an 8-day quarantine.
yeah, it's like an 8-day quarantine.
Isn't it supposed to be 2 weeks?
Yeah, but it's 8 days.
world.
It's,
in
it's
NBA world,
expedited for
it's-
NBA players.
Yo, come on, dog. Like, that's like, and they sign up to willingly do this?
Yeah, that's why like leading up to this, because training camp was starting. Well, not training camp, but like they were going to like the facility. A few players were like, "Nah, like I'm good."
And isn't it optional?
Yeah, it is optional. Like Victor
fucking
Oladipo,
stupid.
Victor Oladipo opted out.
I think Damian Lillard opted out.
Damian Lillard opted out. I think Bradley Beal opted out. A few players said, "Nah, I'm good. I'll just
What
wait."
about Steph? You think
Oh,
Otis will protect him?
No, they weren't invited because it
There's
was
certain place that weren't even invited.
no. It was like it's 22 teams out of the 30. So like it was like the
So you know
22
about the
teams.
Warriors?
Huh? Nah,
You know
because the
about the
Warriors were like the bottom. They were like I think the worst team in NBA this the season leading up
Yeah,
to
because they didn't have Clay
Yeah.
and Steph.
So what they did was
Draymond.
they took the 8 teams that were like the worst, and they're thinking about having their own little thing in Chicago for them.
The trash
Who's
bowl.
showing up to that? They come to the worst tournament.
The only reason they said they're doing that is because like they want to, I guess, keep the other players active, and like while this is
Some of
going
them
on,
pickup games. Like,
yo, I'm not gonna lie, I love basketball. I'm gonna watch this stuff, but it's gonna be I think it's gonna be whack.
I think this is
Yeah.
stupid and irresponsible.
I think it's dumb. I think we could have not had this season.
we can definitely.
Out of good season was done, and next year we'll have an actual. But it's like y'all putting together this 2 courts side by side. This shit look like some 2K shit. Like I don't know. And then I heard they're gonna be adding like 2K sound bites and stuff. Like,
like crowd noise.
like
and
crowd
shit?
no, because and I think they're gonna be doing that. If they do that, my theory is that they're doing that because like there's no way they can control what the play like all the trash talk.
No, that's what I want to hear though. That's the only reason I'm hyped.
That's what I want to hear too.
That's the only thing where I was like, well, that's a benefit.
I'm gonna see every J.R. Smith game. Like, what are you doing?
You literally have to mute the whole game.
No.
So we have what is it? A condensed NBA season
Mm-hmm.
with volunteer play.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Not
From less
all
teams.
of the not all of the teams.
Mm-hmm.
no Knicks.
None.
What?
I mean, yeah, come on.
Not-
But that
Wasn't in question.
that
Yeah.
that plus a higher rate of exposure
Yep.
to a virus that has no cure,
Mm-hmm.
and if
Trash
you do
food.
if you do contract the virus, we're not going to wait until it fully clears your body, or that we have 100% guarantee clears your body. We're going to put you out back to the potentially healthy people in half the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In a bubble.
You got it right.
And when you look at it, like
In Disneyland.
And Woj won't be there.
and see, the whole point of the bubble is to keep everything contained.
But it doesn't matter if it's still
It's not like they're all
affects
gonna catch it.
the star
And
players.
the fact that, like you were saying, the player went out the bubble to get food. Now he had to.
He had enough to heal with the
quarantine.
shrimp and the steak and shrimp.
Yeah, like, and then Kelly Oubre was over here letting people know, like, all you got to do is go here if you want the. And then he put a tweet like, "Oh, never mind,
Never mind.
You got caught.
No, that last tweet, forget it."
Yo,
Oh,
dog.
I found the name of the group, by the way.
What is it?
The NFAC, the Not Fucking Around Coalition.
Oh, the not fucking.
I've never seen that in the group chat. That was in there?
Well, look it up on Twitter. They need to go to that house.
I don't know if I want that in my cookies. That shit sound dangerous.
That's a chunky cookie.
I haven't been scared of an acronym since NWA. That shit sound real.
Yep. They real.
Yeah, but like this just sounds for
It's
what?
like, it's gonna
For
be,
what?
It's gonna be
For
I
monetary
don't
gain
know.
for old white
Yeah,
people.
That's all it is.
Like
Monetary game.
I want to see how. I just want to see how this plays out because, like,
I don't.
since like I think it's since players started going to Florida, which was like last week. I think like 25 players tested positive.
Yo, son,
Yeah.
they had
Florida
the
in a
same
bubble.
15,000 cases in a day. A day.
Nuts. They had
Dang.
similar shit with the WWE because they're out in Florida and it was just like, yo, half our staff is just gonna be out for 2 weeks because somebody got COVID. It's just, all right, man.
It's like how,
like,
how do you keep
Why
it?
can't y'all just stay home?
How do you keep it contained? Because when you look at it, it's like 300 something players. I forgot the number. It's like 300 players.
You think the players are not gonna have groupies?
Then you got staff. Then they're like mad strict on this. So I mean, there's only a certain way they could contain this. Like
Mad strict, except you can leave and go get food and come back.
you could sneak away and get food and come back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Solid snake shit.
If you don't think somebody's sneaking away to get some pussy,
Yo, facts, right? Like, so it's like, and some of the players, honestly, they didn't want to leave their families. Like, you know,
I
because
don't blame them. I
your
wouldn't.
family's not gonna be there with you. So I heard Kawhi's not going.
Oh, what was that? I gotta leave my mansion to go to Florida to a stingy ass hotel room like,
for
nah,
for half a season, a quarter
I'm
season.
straight.
I'm
straight.
good. I'm totally good.
I can imagine Kawhi just doing the Kawhi laugh when they called him and asked him if he wanted to come. Click.
That's the thing. Like,
Cool guy out.
I feel like there could have been another way if the whole thing was money, right? Because you obviously don't care about these people's safety.
No,
Not even a
Otherwise,
little
this,
bit.
this season would have been happening. You could have canceled the season for the year, take it on the chin, and find other ways for them to work within the NBA or attach the NBA name, possibly other endorsement deals,
Maybe NBA cares.
other places. Because now you have NBA
fam.
cares, something like that, to scrape together whatever money you can.
All I know is the original idea. Did you guys ever hear what the original idea? If they didn't
Hit us with it.
Yo, the original idea that was floating around was to do a league, a horse challenge from each of their houses.
Oh yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, that would have been trash.
Niggas should have just had a 2K tournament, man.
I hate
Everyone has to play themselves.
Yo, after all this stuff, they started a 2K league, and when you go on NBA.com, they have like the standings for 2K league. I'm like,
hate
yo,
everything.
Simulated everything on 2K.
I'm like, yo, we can cancel it for 1 year. Like, and it's
I
not
hate
even a
serious.
full year. It's half
It's not
it's
that
half
serious.
a year. It's not that serious. Like,
this
it's
is
really not.
stupid.
It's
This is dumb.
Yeah.
I hate
So
everything.
we'll see. That first game is, let me see when the first NBA game is.
That game's gonna be terrible, by the way.
So what happens? What happens when the first NBA player unfortunately doesn't make it back out the hospital?
Yeah, see,
Exactly.
Like, and what happens if that's your favorite player? a big name. Let's say that. Think about the billions you just lost because you want to be greedy for a year instead of sitting this out and rethinking this whole shit.
For them, it'll just be like, man, that sucks. We'll get another one out of college next year.
Damn.
Yep.
Nah, you can't replace a LeBron.
The first game
They'll
is
be like, hey,
what I'm
get
saying.
Zion. Like they don't really care.
They made their
Zion's
money
a
off
bigger
LeBron
risk
already,
than
man.
LeBron. His hefty ass.
the first yo, he took off some of that gumbo weight, bro.
The gumbo, yo, y'all just ripping this nigga.
Nah, he really
Hefty ass
did.
gumbo weight.
Nah, he
Ain't
really
none of
did.
y'all.
Yo, that boy was I saw a
Boy
picture of
was
him
thick.
recently. That boy done lost some weight and put on more muscle.
I don't know, man. Everything is stupid. This is depressing.
The first game is on the 30th. The first two games is the Jazz versus the Pelicans at 6:30, and the Clippers versus the Lakers at 9.
This is fucking stupid. I hate everything.
That's the
It's stupid. Oh yeah, we could open up. We could have NBA, but the parks are still closed. Them courts are still closed, and all
Fucking
that
Disney
stuff.
World opened up in the middle of the fucking breaking records of COVID cases. Like, yeah, let's open up fucking Disney World. Fuck it.
They were talking, and I was reading like a statement. They was like the head of the parks or whatever was like, "Yeah, we feel confident about this being a great idea."
No, you don't.
I bet you do,
Yeah.
asshole.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the kind of talk and all that stuff that emboldens
That shit that gets
all
people
these
killed.
all these local idiots
Yeah.
to go to these fucking wild ass parties and brunch on the curbside in front of the fucking B12 and shit like that. Like you fucking
fucking home.
Going around
Yo,
like,
fam.
yo, this shit's not even real, bro. I'm
Fam,
just like,
if y'all pass by the Q85 bus stop and y'all see me eating dinner in a box, just shoot me, please.
I was
I'm gonna
down
hit
by I think it was Corona Queens on Saturday, and I was
appropriate.
yeah, I mean,
I was around that area, and I was just double parked waiting for somebody, and then like I'm looking around, and like the restaurants have all the side things. They was packed, like every restaurant was packed. Like, fam, like, are y'all serious?
Y'all wanted outside food that bad?
Like my car exhaust double parked is going right into your salad, fam.
Yeah, it's
delicious.
You got Buick
seen-
juice in your salad.
Whole bunch of people standing around outside of a bar, and I'm just like, yo, why don't y'all just inject the shit? Like,
Right?
just if you want to speed up the process that bad, like, just go for it.
I hate everything. Let's go. Let's leave. We've been
Yeah,
talking for like
let's
3
leave.
hours. I hate
My ass hurts, bro. Like,
You gotta get a
That
new
sounds
chair,
like a
fam.
personal problem.
it. Now you gotta go to the doctor.
Let's go with your chair, son.
I could refer somebody.
not much
to you.
cushion, bro. An
Nigga sitting
ass
in a
doctor?
crate. Nigga sitting in a bodega crate.
Yeah,
You
Name
know
is
Chris
info.
got the hookup for the ass doctor. That's not a surprise.
I didn't know. I'm not surprised, but I didn't know.
different zones, different area codes.
Yeah,
Never use-
they was like,
never
my
use-
people, my
Never
boys.
use- my friend.
My friend?
My friends?
You do eye
episode-
Where can they find you, Chris?
I shot Akira. Huh?
Duck
What's up,
Jordan.
Chris?
Duck Jordan, Instagram, Twitter. Duck Jordan _ Instagram, Twitter. That's everywhere.
Homebodymerch.com.
Don't go to
in
it.
the future.
Log on.
Shit, at some point in
I
time.
just remembered after I did
yeah.
it.
This
Nah,
shit's
still log
fucking-
on. Like, take a look
Get
at
your
the
degentrification
inventory.
X church.
No, degentrification X. That's funny. That's funny.
actually not
Look
a bad one.
20%.
Cook it up.
20%.
I'm
Cook
not
up.
bad at it.
Yeah. What's 20%
I want
of nothing,
20%
Luke?
of his 20%.
If we could never
Hey.
fucking get the shirts here.
It's still 20, son.
Hey, Lou got his hats. You get your shirts.
Yeah,
It's bound to happen.
exactly.
Eventually.
Those shits was looking hard, by the way.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you. Niggas told me August 4th that I'll
What?
get some shirts that I ordered in May. Oh, you was talking to him? I don't care.
Yeah.
The shit, the
Nigga
shit
said,
I've
I
been
think
doing
you-
is great.
I was like, damn, Lou got to wait only till August 4th?
I was like, wait, what happened with...
I was talking about me.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I only talk about things that I like. I told you guys at the
We
beginning.
realized that.
You don't like Lou. We know.
Lewis?
You can find me at Lewis the Designer. It's LUIS. The
LUIS.
best way to spell Lewis the
Lewis the
Designer.
Designer.
Instagram, Twitter. Has came out. Go check it out on my story. Ant put out a new dope cover. That was dope. Go check that out. Also on my page, her page, YouTube page, all that.
Everywhere.
Watching TV, the YK TVs, all that.
I'm waiting for my royalty check. I see my shit in there.
A lot
wanna
of
say-
bullshits were in there. There's a lot of
He's like,
bullshit checks right out.
Yeah.
That was
I
his
wanna
keep
see-
waiting face.
Oh yeah, I want my 0.3 cents.
I got you.
all
Put it on
of
your
my
tab.
0.3.
Put it
Yeah.
on your tab.
Word.
I get 20% of his points.
He's gonna get a cut penny.
But just get the top hat.
Hey, you can cop gas with that.
You can.
With a cup penny?
Yeah.
How much does gas cost? It's like 0.9 cents or some shit.
Yeah.
Like when you go to the pump, just look at it. Go on, man.
Yo, nah, because what's going on through their heads, they're like, nigga, what gas station you went to?
But James knows what I mean.
I know what
and
you're
I can't
talking about.
I can't accurately explain it.
Like he's talking about like, all right, he's talking about like if you fill your gas tank up and it's like 19.3. Like that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, like there's some weird decimal point at the end.
At the end, all the way at the end, the little small shit.
So like you never pay exact because it's like 0.3 cents.
It's like when
Chris looking at us like this.
It's like when you try
what does that even matter? What difference does that make?
Wait,
you can pay it off with your 0.3 cents.
You can't.
You ever got something you can do with it.
As soon as you put the key in, that 0.3 got burned. Like that's it. Like it's
how mad had it though.
How mad do you get? How mad do you get when you put in $20 and you go to 20.01?
Not mad at all. I don't get mad. Not even a little bit.
That doesn't happen to me at all.
It doesn't.
I got mad the other day because I gave the dude and said, "Yo, 20 on 4," and it came out to 18.59. I was like, "Do I go back in and like get the rest, or am I just fucked?"
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
I mean, I was that cheap motherfucker. Said, "You, my man, this shit, cough it up." He was like,
nigga.
So,
I had to tell this one lady because the machine didn't work, so I had to go inside and do it. And I was like, "Let me get 15 on 2," but she wrote 50, so I kept going. I'm like, "Fuck."
Niggas like I gotta fill it up now.
I mean, eventually he was gonna need the 50, so now you just ahead of
But
the
like,
game.
here's the thing. So like, I was like thinking, like, should I go inside? But here, my paranoid mind, right? I was like, yo, if I go inside, what if somebody takes my gas tank and fills up their car? I was like,
Wait, they just move your car out of the way and put theirs there.
Break in,
no
put it in
logic
neutral,
behind it. But I was so paranoid to go inside.
and they just push it.
Nigga, were you in a gas station in Camden?
No, I was in Queens.
Oh,
No, I was in Queens.
Don't put
what
that
are you,
on us.
Far Rock?
No, in Jersey they do it for you. I didn't even gotta get out the car in Jersey. All right?
Isn't it illegal to do it yourself in Jersey?
Yes, because some nigga lit himself on fire, so now we can't do it ourselves.
Nice.
Yo,
All right,
James.
so we need a sacrificial lamb. If anyone can survive it, it's you.
It is.
We have
You're right.
evidence.
You're right.
That's his superpower.
You're right.
might be-
Survive weird events.
James is part
That's
of
a
the
terrible
old guard.
superpower. That's a terrible superpower, by the way.
Yeah,
My superpower is I can survive terrible events. Like I can't do anything special. That's it.
Yeah.
Like
Neither
it's not
can
like it
people
doesn't
on the
hurt.
old guard.
You just survive.
You got
You
great
just
stories.
survive.
Wow, we found out James is immortal. Old guard part 2 is gonna be different.
I'm young. I'm young guard.
Oh, guard Dunkirk.
He's a Zogard.
I'm Zogard.
Where can they find you,
Zogard.
James? Where can they find you,
Oh yeah.
James?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm leaving.
You can find me at
Jokes
J-
started flowing. You was like, "Yo, I'm here."
JUST_Jivimus. That's JVMES for all you motherfuckers out there.
I only talk
That's
about
right.
things that I like.
Y'all can find me everywhere at drumfu DRUM_FU.
Man,
Brand new single with capital OD. It's your cousin and the homie Shikani Brighton. Just hit all DSPs now. So you can go find it. It's called Imported. Search that, listen to that, tell your friends, buy some very good beats.
I like it. I like it a lot.
And we'll talk to you next week. Okay, bye.
Is that
Maybe
honey?
not.